Hello, good after, happy day. Um, Hi. I just checked the news. Didn't see anything. Oh, I did have something on Twitter I want to show y'all. Uh, Watch this. Wait till y'all see this. Hang on, let me focus. What am I trying to do? Oh Lord dear. Oh, I gotta change the settings. So yeah, this crawled across my Twitter the other day. All right, let me pull it up. Here it is.
Me get this straight. You guys are telling me that when you're out of the house for hours, you're comfortable walking around with all that stanky body odor that's been building up on you all day? What's even crazier is that some of you are applying deodorant on top of that odor, which is honestly probably making it worse. Let me tell you what I do. It's a little hygiene hack. My friend told me about these cloths from Get Dirty. They were originally formulated for firefighters to remove carcinogens off their skin, which means these wipes don't play games like other wipes on the market. They are antibacterial and actually lift and remove sweat, dirt, and odors, making these the one and only total refresh, shower on the go solution. After you use these, your skin will have a soapy, clean smell. You will instantly feel.
That's kind of boring, right, y'all? Hygiene tips. That is not a real person. That's an AI. Look, this is an AI generated influencer video. It looks 100% real. Even the interior car detailing. This is all fake. This is all generated by an AI. What y'all think about that? Hey, Daniel. Cynthia, what's up with you? Hello. Just hanging out, chatting. I think Chris is going to show up at some point. They might go to Meow Wolf tonight. That art. What is it? Like an art collective exhibit? Yeah, that lady was an AI. Like all that stuff she was saying, her. She's not even a real person. The image, everything. Somebody told an AI to like generate a video of a lady talking about hygiene tips or whatever, and it did. And that's coming. It's not even coming. It's here. At the beginning of the year, me and Chris did a few streams on like how fast technology is moving and to compare the end of this year with the beginning and where we are now and how accelerated I believe things are going to be by the end of this year. Like all stuff like that is going to be so normal and everywhere by the end of this year. So just want to share that. What else is going on out in the verse? There's not much going on in the real world, for what I could see. Israel, Gaza are fighting. Trump's defending. Biden is who know. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to what Biden does because I don't take him that seriously. The bridge thing. I saw that they had rescued a couple of the bodies, and that's all that I saw on my news, which just gives the top basic headlines. I don't really. I've never been a big news person, even as a kid, until Donald Trump, and then I was running to the Twitter and the news sites every 5 minutes to see if the world was still there. It's not AI. Well, it could be like if they make an AI of you, or like someone can make a whole AI of this stream, like people on this stream, this panel saying things that none of us actually ever say, and put it out there on YouTube as though it were a stream that happened. And would anyone know the difference? That didn't have the trained eye of what to look for. because right now I keep like saying how one of the things I like about these streams is how everything's out in the open and transparent. And look, just it's on the stream. We don't have to fight or argue about it. It's on the stream. Just go rewatch it. We don't have to like figure out who's lying or said what. It's on the stream. But now if the AI starts introducing false stuff into that, it's not this pure and transparent record that it is now that I've been praising it for. Hey, Denizen. So, I mean, I'm not an AI doomer. I'm not any kind of doomer really, but there are things to watch out for with AI, I think, but I don't think it's the I like we figured out all this other technology. We'll figure out AI. Cash off of nude. Oh, are the ones. Oh, speaking of AI, someone's gonna make an AI Hank at some point. I predict you're gonna be one of the first
Probably
AI.
me. It's probably me if I could take some time off. But yeah, AI is not even new. It's just new hype now. I mean,
Yeah.
AI is 70 years old.
Yeah, and it's not even real AI. It's what large language learning models.
Yeah, large language learning models.
Hi guys.
Good morning.
Morning. I came up over the AI. That's insane.
It is.
Yeah,
It's scary.
I'm not afraid of it.
You're not?
No.
As long as there's still a way to tell the people from the AIs. Like I joked at the beginning of the year, and I still do want this of having an entire AI panel, so I don't have to like wait for real people to come on. I could just have like a whole panel full of fake AI guests that we could just have conversations all day, and it wouldn't be any different.
Well, will be once one of them malfunctions. Oh, I need to fix it.
Well,
But they're not supposed to malfunction. Like she didn't malfunction.
I think that one of the things that concerns me is what you were saying, Jeff, that they can make it appear that you said something, and then they could put it out there. That's dangerous if somebody wanted to do that nefariously.
Or people that really said something, trying to pass it off as that. Oh, I didn't say that. That was an AI.
Right, and that could get you in trouble. That could get you in trouble if let's say you wanted to, if you were offered a deal and you didn't take it, so they had to get you out of the way anyways.
Yeah, that's a stronger version of the so-called bit non-bit. So if you did say it and you say you weren't serious, then if you get pushback. So it's an AI.
Okay, and then also, well, I'm thinking like as far as legal issues. And then I was also thinking it creates a standard or a precedent, like a level, I don't know how to call it, the baseline that's not human, but people are going to drive themselves crazy trying to keep up with an AI. People already try to keep up with influencers who are not what they appear to always be, but now you're going to try to keep up with an AI? That's insane.
Maybe people won't. Maybe they'll like something will kick in at some point and they'll realize how stupid it is to take all this from a machine.
That's a thought.
Well,
I don't know. I think a lot of this we're just
human brain is constructed to accept and integrate shortcuts into its regular processes, though. So I mean, there is that. I mean, the AI is a new and convenient shortcut. That's the reason why people will order food from Uber Eats instead of going to get themselves. It's the reason why they'll
Oh, I won't.
I mean, yeah. Like there's rebellious people like ourselves, but I'm saying, but
before Uber Eats, they had delivery. Like we were ordering delivery way back, even in college. With restaurants had their delivery drivers.
What Uber Eats said, or Uber Eats or what's the other one, DoorDash or Postmates, whatever it is, they put them all into one place all the possible delivery options, and even places that didn't deliver before, they can all be delivered from. So it took away even the complexity of that, of having to like go to your phone book or look up the individual restaurant you wanted. It lets you browse the restaurants and the kind of food and stuff like that. And people are attracted to that kind of convenience. So like AI, I mean, I hope that's what's going to happen. I mean, I have hope for humanity. I do. But I do know that like our brains are wired to take the path of least resistance in most situations. That's the reason why we have that's the reason why we have stereotypes and biases.
Yeah, but we're not complete like idiots and creepy
No, we're not.
morons just being led around by our like
some of
brains.
maybe not some of us are, but some of the world is though.
Like humanity, civilized society in general. Otherwise, we couldn't have the civilization we have. Like,
and you can also we couldn't have the civilization we have without a bunch of people that are just followers too.
Is it different though? Because you're going to have kids that grow up on it. So they're going to see it different than someone older as I would see it. Because this is all they've ever known their whole life.
It's true. It's true. Like my daughter, my 16-year-old daughter, I mean, we tried our best to teach her about the ways of the old world.
Exactly. Like,
but at the same time, she is a child of her age.
Right.
Of her generation. She's a child of her generation. She does not, her phone is her connection to things, like her, she's like, and we try to keep her, we try to keep a cell phone, but eventually, once they start getting out and doing social things and stuff like that, like it seems like, you can't let them have a cell phone because I want to be able to contact them. And they do, and she will answer if I call her. So, I do have that. It's not like she ignores my phone calls or something like that, so I can get a hold of her. But, if I couldn't, then I probably would reconsider the cell phone thing, But so there's a lot of things. When she's about to start driving, we just got this car that we're hoping to give to her. So
nice.
That sounds like normal teenage stuff that we all did.
Yeah, it is normal teenage stuff. It's just the difference is that whenever I first started driving, I had a cell phone too, but I had a Nokia brick phone that was like this thick. It was like this big and this thick. It had this giant battery on it. And it didn't even have text messaging capabilities yet. You could make phone calls on it. That's what you could do with it. And it also had the walkie-talkie function. Like if you were like any people that had the same phone, it was on the same thing, and in your friend group or whatever, you could just like push to talk to anybody at any time.
Oh yeah,
like a walkie-talkie. They used to do that. That's the only, and
we had payphones.
I never used it. I never used the thing unless it was like an emergency. I only ever used it for emergencies. I didn't have a lot of people I called on the phone. I used to, if I wanted to go see my friends, I just drove out to where they were and
we that's what we did. We visited. We used payphones. Or the most common thing, which they're definitely losing today with technology, is we made the plans ahead of time by phone, and everybody stuck to them, and they just showed up at the time that everybody planned.
Me and my friends barely ever made plans, but we just there were just certain places we always hung out. We had Books a Million, which was had a coffee shop attached to it called Joe Muggs, and we would sit out in front of Books most from around 8 p.m. to around 11 when they closed. They made us leave. We were usually there, and then we moved from there to IHOP, and occasionally if IHOP was too full or something like that, we'd go to Denny's or Waffle House until the IHOP crowd died down. Then we went back to IHOP, and so it was very easy to find my friends. And if they weren't at any one of those three places, they were at one of their houses. So, and most of my friends actually lived all in the same house too, so that made it really easy.
Kids have that now, a place they can go in person, or
they
do
don't.
They even want to? Is it all like go home and turn on their computer or their phone?
It does exist. It's just a big destination gas station restaurant. That's where they hang out right now, like the Sheets.
But they are hanging out attempting to hang out in person.
I haven't seen it myself, but my daughter has theater. She hangs out with her theater friends at the theater, but they don't go anywhere else.
IHOP is Waffle House. That's so true.
My parents opened the coffee shop right there next to the theater thing, so I guess they can go and hang out at my parents' coffee shop, but it's not open at night, so I don't know how that would work. I'm just saying third places, like social third places like that, as we've talked about before, are very
I guess that's what I'm asking. Are third places still a thing that people seek out? The young,
I
the
think
next
I think
generation.
people totally would seek them out. I think people would. I think people want third places right now, and I think a lot of the third places died during COVID. The
Mhm.
last bastion of third places died during COVID because there were places that relied
Are,
on
are
literally.
some of them just migrated online?
Mm. I think I'd almost call online spaces almost fourth places. You know, I think like online is kind of like it's a little bit, it's close to a third place, but it's not quite that. So I
What's
kind of
different? What's different about them?
They're not local. You're just reference.
Mm.
I know, but like if we were all hanging out in a coffee shop in person, or right now, there's
it's
like
very similar.
99% similar enough for me to say it. It's
Especially right now when we're all on camera, this is very similar because we can see each other's body language and stuff. But like, let's face it, most of the conversations we have on here are with avatars, and that's a very different thing than being able to see somebody's body language, being able to like see how they
I
how one
guess
person
not to
reacts to
me.
somebody else.
I
To
don't
me,
know.
it is. To me, it is. But I
Plus-
mean, I'm not dissing
Yeah,
this.
don't go
though.
off of me because I'm not big on body language anyway. So I'm the outlier.
I'm not dissing this either. I love this.
No.
I just think of it as more like it's like a fourth place to me. It's like the
I'm
online
just trying to
space
figure
is
out
like,
what would be different if it was
Well,
in person versus
but-
online.
okay,
Like,
so a
is
lot of
there
people,
difference
there would-
that makes a difference.
There'd be outside noises, there would be sound, so that might irritate some of them. They wouldn't feel as safe or as secure as they do in their own home, so they wouldn't be as open in public as they are behind the screen.
that's true. Although if you create a third place that has that feeling that's comfortable enough and like and thinks is inviting enough, I think people will. I mean, there were
But
places
then-
like that when I was growing up that were very comforting and inviting, and like I felt safe there. I felt safer at IHOP because I had old lady OJ.
Is that the chicken
willing,
lady?
yeah, the chicken
thought
lady.
it was
The
chicken
chicken
with
lady
your
that
name on
was the lady that was willing to cut somebody for me. The waitress that just like she just loved me because I didn't like people, despite us back foreign people. It was funny. Yeah. So I felt very safe at
They
IHOP.
really
I
go the
had
extra
my own
length for
personal
people.
security detail. If anybody fucked with me there, they didn't get to fuck with my booth. Like if someone was sitting in my booth, she kicked him out. Like it was like you either move over there or you can leave. So, they're like, we just got our food, and they're like, I don't care. Like, you can take it with you if you want. However, I went there anytime that wasn't her shift. I didn't get that kind of treatment. So,
Well,
it
I'm
was
at
no-
least
it was no longer
glad
a
that
safe
there's
place.
these that we're doing these kind, but we did talk about like taking it to the street and having
Mhm.
people in
I know,
real life
that's-
start to
That's
interact.
my whole goal. That's my whole goal.
Wait, where are you going tonight, Chris?
Oh yeah, me and I loved it was IHOP more than Waffle House, but I did love those days. We're gonna go to a Meow Wolf.
Where's
The
that?
Meow Wolf, like tonight. I mean, I think I was curious about what it was. And I looked into it, and it's really like it's their adult night, which just means that like they're not letting kids in, and they have a cash bar for alcohol, which I'm not gonna pay their, I'm sure, insane
Yeah,
prices
it's
for their
insane.
drinks, but still, I just we figured we'd go to like the, I don't know if it's as far as I can tell, it's the exact same thing as a normal ticket, but it's also I think they kind of like move you through it a little bit, and like in the daytime they kind of move you through it so that they can keep bringing people in because they have a limited number of people. From what I understand, you can kind of like stay and hang out for the entire night if you want.
What is it? Just a little bar spot? Or?
No, Meow Wolf, just look it up, man. Like I don't know how to tell
Okay.
you. I can't explain Meow Wolf until you just look up Meow Wolf. It's like
That documentary was really good.
it's an
We're trying to
interactive
make
art
this
exhibit.
Kenilverse the Meow Wolf of streaming.
Okay.
It's an art. It's these kids in New Mexico that got together and started making art, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. Now it's like these multimedia exhibits in certain cities. They have one in Vegas, Santa Fe.
Oh, okay.
They call it like the Disneyland for the modern world or adults or something.
Oh, it's at Grapevine Mills.
It's at Grapevine Mills, yeah. But like
okay.
it's kind of a weird place for it. I have to admit, Grapevine Mills, like that makes it even seem. But I understand why they put it there. Because
Well,
it's already
malls are dying.
Yeah. Plus, it already in that place they have
You
like a
can't say
giant
Meow
gymnasium.
Wolf. It's actually Meow Wolf.
Meow Wolf.
Yeah, Meow Wolf. It's
They've
two
been
words.
talking in the documentary how they all thought
two
that was the
random
worst.
words. Meow
Yeah.
Wolf.
Yeah, it's pretty
But
cool.
I say
It's
Meow Wolf.
definitely
Like
cool.
it's one word.
It looks really interesting.
It's like a big It's kind of a difference. It's kind of a
Yeah.
cross between like a kid's playland and an interactive modern art
Man.
museum.
Hey,
And they And they have, and this weekend I just found out this too. They're doing 2 days that are like free. They're doing 2 free afternoon things where you can just go in there and you can use their creativity space and make stuff that, like, I guess,
Oh,
Yeah.
go and stream and get people on the stream for Meow Wolf.
Yeah, I would like to. But
Oh, my body
it's
just
Easter.
started tingling just thinking about it. That
It's
means
Easter
it's
though, so
I got
I
a
don't know
strong
if
green light. there.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that you can't just film random people.
Well,
but
I mean,
you
he can deal with that. What he get, but you can do what you can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it's a public space that's probably open, you can probably do it unless they have like a thing that says no filming.
They take your cell phone at the door for the normal thing, but I'm hoping they're hoping maybe the creative space, maybe not. They're the one on
Well,
Saturday
we
we
just
might
go
go to.
tell George R. Martin what we're doing and pass it on.
daddy issues.
Lindsay,
Hang on. There's
Lin-
something that says daddy issues. There's a contemporary arcade game for that. What?
What is it? A Meow Wolf or something separate?
Yeah.
Oh, I need that definitely.
Daddy issues. There's a contemporary arcade game for that. A
Okay.
conversation
Oh,
with Xavier Nelson Jr.
Dream Father Loves You. What is arcade?
Yeah.
they
If-
are the all
If
every
that's
one of
in
their
the
exhibits is
one in
different.
Grapevine.
The one in the Grapevine is the Real Unreal. I don't have any idea what it is. It's just supposed to. I think it's based on one of those ones we saw in the documentary at the end of it. I think it's. I saw the pictures. It has. It shows the. Remember the one that goes into the refrigerator? You go into like a normal house, and then like there's a refrigerator, and then you open the refrigerator door, and it takes you into like a tunnel. And so
Yeah.
like that's what this one does. It
It's
takes you
an
into like a
actual
weird.
arcade game that's in the exhibit.
Wow.
that you play, I guess, related to daddy issues, fathers and daddy issues.
Oh, what? That's crazy. This is interesting.
I mean, it's a little expensive, but I did really good. I got a really good sale. I got a really good sale on clothes the other day. I sold a lot of clothes the other day. I got like $400. So I was like, oh,
Nice.
good on Meow Wolf things. I got $400.
You have daddy issues? You don't have daddy issues, do you?
No.
myself?
Yeah.
I used to. I got over them. Me and my dad get along.
Okay,
fine
well,
now.
good. Can you play the daddy issue game while you're there? And we'll connect by phone, and I'll give you the answer as if it was me, and then it might help me with my daddy.
If I can get my phone in the
I'm
building,
willing
and
to try Meow Wolf at this point.
Oh, it can be a communal experience, so you can get help.
Oh,
Yeah.
excellent. Yeah, tell them you have a friend with severe daddy issues. Would they please mind if you connect by phone and have him play the game through you?
I will ask them. I will.
It says you crave the acceptance of your dream father. Entering his domain, you do whatever you can to gain his favor, knowing his kindness is temporary.
That's not me. Maybe that's part of the problem. I don't.
This is
I don't go
wow.
out of my way to gain people's favors.
Hey,
If they're either
Jonathan.
give it to me or they're not. Don't make me work for it.
This is interesting. This is
You really there's a documentary I can it's on my Plex server, Cynthia. If you want to see it, I'll be glad to play it on the Discord.
It's
Discord.
really good.
Yeah.
It's one of the things that inspired the stream. We watched it together one day, and I said, "We got to do."
well.
this.
I love pop art. Pop art is one of my favorite.
Oh, you would like this.
Oh yeah.
The documentary is so inspiring because it takes you through like how it started and everything. It really was just like a group of kids that just like they saw this like abandoned building there in Santa Fe. They were in Santa Fe. It's not even a big city, you know. It's like, but it has more art museums per capita than any other place in the country, apparently, according to the documentary.
Probably because there's nothing else to do there.
Well, I'm excited to hear about it.
You can come out and meet us if you want.
I was thinking about that, but I'm
Y'all
thinking
could
no.
stream. Like,
Well,
stream,
all right. What time are you
host
going?
on the street? Stream.
I don't know. Let's go on the Meow Wolf site and pick out a time. We're supposed to pick out a time, but I didn't pick one out yet. It doesn't really matter because you can stay all night. But like it's like we didn't like pick a time yet.
You're
but I
going
think we
to
can
the
just,
Real Unreal?
yeah. As far as I know, we can show up anytime and just buy the tickets.
Is
at
it
the door,
the
so.
exhibit tickets or the event tickets?
I don't think there's no difference in price. I don't think. I'm gonna figure it out right now.
Oh.
It sounds like a furry group, Chuck. I don't know. Some of them might be furries, but that's okay with me. I don't care.
Yeah,
Chuck,
I
you
don't
look like a furry. You could be a
I don't
furry.
care what people do in their private lives. If they want to dress up like animals and fuck each other like that, that's cool with me. I don't care. As long as I don't have to be involved in it, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how I feel. That used to be the step, like back in my day, or our generation X of gay rights. The whole principle was stay out of adults' bedrooms. Like it's adult right to privacy, all that, and all of a sudden that reversed somehow, and everybody's worried about what everybody's doing in their bedroom because it's an identity.
Well, it's from 6 to 10, so maybe we'll go around 7.
All right, let me see. I just came off of like 8 days of working, and I put in 75 hours. Like I literally.
I understand. I understand. You're tired. You got a good reason to not to want to go out do something weird. I just say like you want to.
Is not to.
I don't think it's gonna be that weird. I don't think it's gonna be that weird.
I think it's really neat though. It's like Deep Ellum down here, right?
Oh yeah, I used to be in Deep Ellum.
Me too.
Twice. 2-3 times a week. Every time I've been to Deep 2-3 times a week.
Then
I used to go to shows all the time before COVID.
Yeah, a lot of the businesses would have like graffiti art on the wall in the back, so it reminds me of that as well.
It's a true art. They started out at least as a true art collective, and they had their arguments. They had their the documentary is pretty raw about some of that stuff. It shows a lot of the arguments they had, and like a lot of the breakdowns they had, and it's still very inspiring just to see the fact that it was just a bunch of 20-somethings rented a space, and it was just supposed to be a collective art. So it's just like they work on their art, so they have to stay at home, and then they turned it into something that was bigger than that and bigger than themselves. And I think that's to me that's incredibly inspiring. I don't care what kind of people they are. I don't care how leftist they are. I don't care what political spectrum. I don't care about anything like. But I think there's something inherently good about that. Because everything I've seen, there isn't really I guess they certainly do have ideas about inclusion and acceptance of people, but I believe in those things too. I mean, it's not like I'm just saying there's nothing about their stuff as I've seen has been particularly political. It's more about it's more just trying to see the world in a different way kind of thing. They have one, I think the Colorado one is a grocery store called they used to have a bunch of little shorts. It was a grocery store. The whole exhibit was set in a grocery store, and it was this really weird ass grocery store that sold things that didn't make sense and stuff like that. And there's just they do different weird stuff. And I want to do stuff like that myself. Lindsay applied there, but she hasn't heard back. But then again, we really have to wait. It's a really good thing because she can't really until the disability decision comes through. We can't really.
Right. Hey Frank, I thought about you and your wife yesterday because I went into Dallas and I came across one of the thrift giants having a 50% off everything in the store.
They do that. I never go in there. I never go in there those days. Though it's too crazy.
I know.
If you go in you'll see the lines. You'll see the line for the checkout will wrap all the way around the store 3 times, and you're just no, that's okay. I don't need to wait 3 hours just so I can get 50% off of a $3 shirt. I'm okay.
I bought some really cute things. I bought some Dior shirts.
Oh, really? At that thrift giant?
Y'all do a
Cynthia, me and you will team up. We'll do a thrift shopping stream. How about that? We'll do a thrift shop.
We should do some thrifting because there's tips, there's pros, there's strategies, there's
really good at it.
And
really good at it.
That a lot of people don't look at. People Chuck are ooh, it's thrift store. It's used. They don't know how to clean it. They don't know how to check.
Texas Thrift and Thrift Giant clean the fuck out of their shit. Okay, and I know for a fact they throw away a lot of stuff too. So they generally don't have junk in there. Now that's the reason I won't donate to them is because I know they throw away stuff if it has a lot of times if they see a hole or a small stain, they'll just throw it out. And I that's the reason why I won't donate directly to them because I don't want to
yeah.
I don't want. I'd rather give my clothes that even if I can't sell them at a resale shop, I would rather give them away to people. I've been giving this resale shop I go to a lot. The kids up there are just really cool and really nice, and they were just all excited with the clothes I brought in, but they
I
were like, "But
love
I can't
that.
take this because this and that." And I was like, "You guys can't even have it. You like it, take it." And like they were just like they all know my name now, and they're all like and one of them has been watching the stream, but I can't. And if you're out there,
Wait, what a
yeah,
thrift person from the
no,
thrift store?
one of the kids from the resale shop, Uptime Cheapskate.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah,
We
and
shall.
he's like a skater kid. He's just
How
like,
you
I
know
mean,
they're watching the stream?
he told me he asked me. I mentioned the stream in passing, and one day, and the next time I went in, he was like, "Hey, about that stream you do, I'm really interested in that, man. Like, you give me you tell me where the stream
Did
is
he
called."
say he watched it or he was going to watch it?
He said he watched it. He watched it over the weekend, this last Saturday and Sunday. But I think he's still in school, so he can't watch it like right now. But he watched it. He watched the Saturday and
Is he a
Sunday
kid?
streams.
He like,
It's like 18, 19.
oh.
He's a really hey, dude. Like, you know what?
Yeah,
I
no,
really,
thank you. If you're out there, thank you for watching. That's wow. Tell your coworkers
yeah.
and your customers. Go put business cards in their store.
You know what? I mean, like, yeah, it sounds creepy or whatever, but like, if you want these days, I think I think you gotta kind of catch some of the kids young to try to start teaching them about like critical thinking and stuff, because they're not learning it in school, right? So if I meet some teenagers and stuff, and they
Yeah,
want to
tell them
talk
to
about
come
stuff,
learn it. Tell them this stream gives them everything they're not learning in school, and they will flock over here. This is everything your teachers don't want you to know.
I don't think our stream has anything more filthy than they're already looking at on their phones. That they're all looking at porn on their phones. You know they are.
I assume it. Like it's me and assumptions, but that's one I feel safe in making, just because I know me and my generation of kids.
I mean, I'm not even. I would love to believe that my 6-year-old daughter is a perfectly, like, has never had an unclean thought in her life, but I don't believe those illusions. Now, I mean, maybe she does, and I'm not going to judge her either way. But if I found, like, she had like porn links on her phone or something like that, I wouldn't judge it. I'd be like, you know what, so did I when I was 16. Fuck, I did too. Yeah, I didn't have a phone. I had AOL, and it took like an hour and a half to download the picture, but I still tried, and that was the point.
So
14.4 modems, baby.
Jeff, when you say that we should do it, you want to stream it on your stream or make a video for you to post on yours?
I'll stream live from my channel.
And that way, like, if strangers
we can both
or
stream it together.
customers there could interact, like, you could tell them, look, we're live. Would you like to say hi to the world?
Gotcha.
Make them think the world is what is on the other end of their phone, even though it's
there's actually a couple of thrifting streams out there already. But most of them center around video games, and like, most of them center around like people looking for classic video games and stuff like that. So I don't care to do any of that. But like, I mean, just in general, like, I think there's probably value in there.
So we can start picking the type of people we want, and then going to where they hang out. So like, we could like start typecasting or diversified. So like, if we want more goths or Satanists, then you go to where do they hang out now? Coffee shops.
Lindsay wanted me to show you this shoe, Cynthia. I don't know
those
why.
are fresh. Put that big screen.
I had some Chuck Taylors like that when I was
nice. Those are nice.
Kind of like that.
I like those. See, that's my
well, Cynthia approves, Lindsay. Cynthia approves. So
those are fresh. I like anything with color. Let me show you, because I have a theory that 80s graphic print is coming back. Let me show you.
Well, now we're a fashion stream, Jeff. So
I'm all inspired. I don't even like. I hate shopping, and I'm even inspired.
What is it? This is Thursday. So Fashion Thursday, guys. Fashion Thursday. That's what we're doing now. I was trying to think of like I mean Fashion Friday. Friday's better for like something else. I feel like Friday's too important to like give it to fashion. But
when I asked the AI for tips, that's one of the things it told me was to like do different themes on different days, regular parts of
And
the
we have tried.
But I know if we try that, I already know what's going to happen. That's why.
Yeah,
I didn't
we
push
have
it too hard.
tried. We have tried to like try to do certain things on certain days, and then then other people show up, and it
Yeah,
just turns into whatever
it
turns
was an
into.
experiment.
Look,
I figure
see?
with the neurodivergent. Oh my
Those
god!
Oh
shoes
yeah,
would
That
go.
is like a trapper keeper. That is
Yeah,
so
those
80s.
shoes would go.
it
with
looks like
the
the intro to
shirt.
Saved by the Bell.
Right. So like this was $1.50 yesterday
That's
at the
it. Is that it's like late '80s, early '90s. Like
Mhm.
it's early
Mm,
'90s too.
That
'cause
is
it's, yeah.
mid 80s.
Well, look,
that is
look. Saved by the Bell
83,
was a show in.
84.
Yeah. It's not a brand.
Saved by the
it's
Bell
just
was a show in the early '90s though.
I
and
know,
like
but that
their
was
entire intro
around
looked
way
like that.
before Saved by
This
the Bell.
was
Saved by the
80s.
Bell took
This was
from that
80s,
aesthetic
man. I'm
from the
telling
80s.
y'all, this was 80s.
I
Like
was
this is
there.
gonna be cute with some yellow shorts. It's gonna be
just
cute this
flowering.
summer.
That is
My
cute.
memories are very vivid.
Yeah, see, it's the graphic tees are super cool. You can do a lot with them. How to style and stuff.
No, my favorite thing I used to like have like I used to pull some like kind of really weird ass graphic tee out, and then I put a sport coat over it, and like it's nice nice jeans, and I'd get compliments. People would be like, "Nice look, man," stuff like that. And I would always be really surprised by like
What
how many
age
compliments
were
I get.
you?
This is a few years back. This is like before COVID. That's all.
Oh, not kid, teenager.
No, not a teenager. No,
Oh.
as an adult. I didn't give one iota of a fuck about fashion until I became an adult.
I just wore whatever my mom came home with, usually from the dollar store.
I mean, I
Or
grew up in Texarkana, which at the time, like the only places to shop for clothes was there was the Buckle in the mall, which had the
Buckle. Oh,
was the prep store. Like that was the store for rich preps. I couldn't afford to shop there. And then you had Sears and J.C. Penney's and Beals or whatever.
J.C. Penney's.
Yeah. And then you had but whenever I was a teenager, when I got to be a teenager, then there was Gadzooks, and Gadzooks was like what Hot Topic is now. And they would have like, but it was like, I mean, I didn't even realize it at the time, but I used to buy like the craziest shirts there. And then like, I remember when Lindsay, I found them whenever me and Lindsay first got together, and like we went out to Texarkana and she met my parents and stuff like that. And we went through this old box of like my old shirts and stuff like that. She was like, "Chris, this is gay club wear. These are not meant for straight men. Like, why did you buy these?"
Cynthia, we have a question from a viewer.
Yes, and Delia, I was about to tap. Yes, I do thrift for my plants, and I got some ceramic glass and drill heads. Listen, Delia, listen. So I have this plant right here.
Is it is it your pot?
Yeah, no, listen, it's Bruce Leroy. This is Bruce Leroy right here. But listen, I was thinking about buying him earrings or a necklace and decorating this pot and thrift store jewelry
on this one.
You what?
Go for it.
Yeah, but I was thinking about like hanging earrings and stuff from here because he sits on my desk. So I was thinking like this is like he was in a basket, but then I thought, no, Bruce Leroy, you need a little pizzazz going on in your life. So that's what I was going for.
Oh, Lindsay, I bought this.
Cynthia, I watched the video of your watering can and nearly fell off my couch. That was one of the funniest things I have ever seen on the YouTube. You have the can.
Okay. Are you laughing at the video I made or at the way
where you just bought the can and you were like showing how to use it, and you like
I have
from
it
behind the plant and you have your apron on. You're like, let's water the dog.
Yeah, I have it. Let me go get some.
Oh, this can is a trip. It's like an electronic high-tech watering can.
I never knew such a thing existed.
I didn't either till I saw her video. She had it on Flows the other day, and she has a whole video.
Yeah, I have a lot of videos that I don't share. They're already up and at because I'm afraid to let y'all into my life because y'all make such fun of me. Not y'all.
I mean, it's more laughing with than at.
Yeah, see? It's electric.
Are you spraying your microphone, or is it behind?
No, it's a way.
It's a mixture, yeah. No,
Yeah, but I love it.
I've had one. I don't really do house plants because I kill them. But
I have like 80. Oh, there you go,
I
Bruce.
see that, and like I have no issue with people that have houseplants. I'm just saying that for me, I have had them before. I've killed them, and therefore I feel like it's irresponsible for me to buy a houseplant whenever I know it's going to die. So, like I'm just very bad.
You don't
about it.
take care of them?
What? I just
I
bought a
water
grow
them.
light.
I
I just
water
bought
them
a-
and stuff.
That's neglect.
I just bought
Watering
a
them is
grow
neglect?
light that was like the
grow
stand.
light?
A grow light that's the stand, and it has four different arms that you put on the plant. It was $12 at the thrift store. It still had the instructions taped to it.
Okay.
So you have to give it 4 hours. So on like a cloudy day, I know that my plants, they still need their light. Like, listen, we listen to classical music every day. They all have names. They have backstories. I check.
Do you
my-
talk to them?
That is automatically
Yeah.
that is absolutely too much work for a plant.
I'm really good with
that's
plants
way
for
more
some
than-
reason, and I used to talk to them and miss them
Yeah.
just like that. That was one of I didn't do a lot, but it was those little touches that seemed to
And
make.
that
the
doesn't
difference.
seem the slightest bit delusional to you.
Well,
It doesn't
it's-
what?
I'm just
There's
joking.
a
I'm
scientific
joking. I'm
explanation
joking.
behind it. It's something about the
Wow.
as you talk to them, you carbon. You feed
I think
them
I've had
carbon
Bruce
dioxide.
Leroy. He was like on clearance for $1.50, and he was little, and I've had him like 7 years now. Like some of my plants have been alive like 30 years. Like my
You
other
have
friends.
A better question, Frank,
had
is
it.
does she have a plant named Frank?
No,
Just Frank.
no.
You should name one of your plants just Frank, and that way he can always be in your life.
But you know what? I tried to do the
already is,
indoor
always
herb
alive.
garden. I tried to do because I was thinking if I can grow plants, I can grow rosemary, basil, and everything died within 2 weeks, and I don't understand.
It was indoor, like a little indoor.
Yeah, I made an indoor plant area for all my herbs. I have it like directly on the sun. I came home. I've been waiting. Talked to them. Told them this is your new home. Gave them water. I never just transplant them as soon as you get them because they have to get acclimated to the new air, the new light, and then when they're acclimated, I would replant them. But they died, like all of them.
Maybe they were in a cult.
I
Really
don't
cranky,
know.
and maybe they're really like whiny, like emo plants, and they committed suicide because they thought it would make them like cool.
Yeah, and I started thinking maybe I shouldn't have
No,
bought.
don't feel like a bad plant mom. It sounds like it was
No, I think I need to like go buy celery and then grow the celery from that instead of trying to buy it already.
My mom did tomatoes for a while, and man, she had an insane tomato garden. Like I don't know what made them come in so good, but like she got this crop of like gigantic heirloom tomatoes, and like there were so many of them that we couldn't eat them all. Like we were giving them away to people
Yeah.
as fast as we could and stuff. Like it was crazy. But like I've never had any luck with anything like that. So I tried to grow my own herbs for a while because I thought it would be. Because I was like all into cooking and stuff like that, so I was like, I'll have fresh basil, and I'll have fresh this, and that, and then they all died real fast.
Today.
So difficult. I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry. Will the grow lights will that be good? Because that's the only thing I can think of is it didn't have enough sunlight. But then there's nowhere else I can put it. I've given it the most I can. So will the grow lights work with that? And they didn't have loose soil, but again, I was still waiting. I was going to put them in with loose soil.
There's probably YouTube videos too on the best way to grow herbs.
Okay. Depends.
I remember
I would definitely because the sunlight's too. I only get afternoon sun.
Maybe it's too much sunlight.
Yeah, that sun kills it if I put it out.
Some plants need different types. Some need like indirect. Some need certain hours of direct. Some need semi-shade.
Yeah. I do my compass so I know where my light sources are coming from. What sunlight am I getting? Yeah. Need to be full spectrum. How do I know if they're full spectrum? What's that mean?
Does it say on the box?
Well, no, I got it from a thrift store.
Oh, from the thrift store.
Yeah,
exactly,
that's what I was
exactly.
saying. The instructions were taped to it, though. I don't
There's
know.
there's some crazy
might
thrift
be
stores down
more.
here in Irving too. There's some like kind of weird ones. There's a one out on Rock Island, down
That's
Beltline
my
Rock Island.
favorite one.
Oh, really? You've been there? Okay, so yeah, you know. Well, that one's
Yeah.
really weird. I found some of the craziest like where like really antique weird stuff there.
Listen, they sell the most expensive stuff for dirt every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's 50% off of the store every
Yeah, I
Friday.
know.
I bought Pottery Barn solid wood tables, hide-in tables for $20, 2 of them
It's
from
about what
Pottery
they're
Barn.
worth. I said that's about what they're worth.
Pottery? No, these were
I
solid.
used to work there. Believe me.
What's gonna make me sad though is that like honestly, me and Cynthia, we're gonna start doing this thrift channel, right? We'll create a name for it, and it's gonna get so much more popular. We'll probably end up with every one of these thrifting channels I've seen is huge. They're huge.
Everybody
Just
loves them.
remember us, little people.
No,
Take
no,
off
we're
into
just
the
gonna
YouTube
rebroadcast it here. We're gonna I'm gonna use it to try to drive traffic here because this is what I care about. But I'm just saying it's just gonna make me a little sad that putting all the work in and actually
I can actually see you doing a thrift channel. And
I already have thrift
Thank you,
videos up on my channel.
It sounds like an insult. It sounds like you
no,
look like
it's not.
you look like a thrift store
when
person.
you were describing it and talking about, I could see it. I'm like, yeah, I can see this being successful.
Yeah. No, they do every thrift channel I've come across that just does like tips or just you don't have to do tips thing. It's almost like those old school haul videos. Remember like back in the day there was like that trend where someone would go shopping and they'd come back to their house and they would just show everyone what they bought, no matter what it was. It'd be like Walmart haul. It'd be like I got some nail clippers and I got some nail polish and it would just be and people would they'd have millions of views on them back in the day. It was ridiculous. It was like the stupidest thing. And so it's kind of like this is like a haul video, but instead it's like the shopping part of it. Like you actually give people tips on how to find the right stuff and what stuff to look for and what stuff not to look for. What stuff where where you can resell the stuff, because if you're doing it as a means just to get clothes, that's one thing. But if you're looking as a means to resell and try to make a profit off the stuff, totally different story.
I can't wait to go troll it. That clothes are easy to troll because I don't know anything about them, so they're all weird to me.
Hey, what I'm wearing today. This is this is something I found.
I liked it. It's the necklace that I think makes the look. But
this is weird because it's a hoodie.
Oh, it's a hoodie. Oh, okay.
It's a hoodie. It's a short sleeve hoodie with a polo neck, and it's Guess. And it's just I found I don't even remember buying this. It was in my storage unit. I was like, well, this is cool. I'll pull this out. This is but it has a hoodie on it for no reason. You look for stuff like that. It's just unique stuff or stuff that has there are certain brands that are hot right now that you just if you see Lululemon stuff like that, you can pretty much take any Lululemon item, even if it's not in great shape. You can usually take a little fabric shaver, get the pills off of it, take it over to an Uptown cheapskate and get and get a good $20 for it, because that shit is expensive as fuck in those stores. I cannot believe people pay the prices they pay for Lululemon. I can't.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you look for stuff like this purse. I found it and I was like, "Ooh, this is kind of unique. It reminds me of Mary Poppins."
Mm-hmm.
But then when I went and did research, because she had it's a carpet material type thing.
Oh,
right?
okay. It looks like
so when I went and did research, it was a lady who doesn't live in Austin. Austin is her middle name, and because it's called Austin Designs, and it turns out she lost her job during COVID, and she started making these hand purses by hand.
Let me see their
in her garage. So, and she never thought that she would be able to survive, but this is how she survived, and it was therapeutic for her. And I picked this up for $3, but they sell for $120. But you just find stuff that has really unique designs and back history. That's part of the fun, is you find something fun and then you go do the research on it and you learn the history of it.
Frank, I used to have a hat like this that had a pocket on the back of it, like a zipper pocket, but I don't have it anymore. But that's the only hat I ever have with a pocket on it, though. A lot of times, exercise material will have like a stupid tiny little zipper pocket on it that I don't know what it's for. It's too small for a phone. It's too small for headphones. It's like it's just big enough to like put. Honestly, all I can think of is like
It
it's
might
for
be to put
drugs.
your ID in.
I think it's put your
Or
drugs
your
in.
key to the locker.
It may be,
Yeah.
it could be like for one key. It could fit one key of cocaine. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No, I like every time we go, so it's like this looks like a drug pocket. It looks like a little because they're kind of hidden too. Like you can't really see them. Like they always have like a flap that like goes flush with the thing, so you have to know where to look for it. And I always think that it's a. I always think like it looks like they just make a little pocket just for people to have drugs while they're running. Or maybe it's for pill. It could be for pills too. Like you might need like medication or something. Like if you get like overheated or something like that. There's good reasons for it. I'm sure. We used to usually joke about being the drug pocket on all the exercise clothes.
Yeah.
Do you think
but
Hank? Do you think Hank wore one? If Hank wore one, it would start trending. I don't know. Is Hank is Hank
I'm,
is Hank a trendsetter? I don't know. He
could be.
he
He
Irish
could
goodbye
be.
us again. So
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. A key and a because sometimes if
And
I'm just running a quick errand, I just take my ID or
yeah.
credit card and key. I don't take my whole wallet.
These are
And
too small
so,
for an ID. You couldn't fit an ID in them. You could fit a key in
No.
them. You could fit a key in
and
them. You could
probably a
fit like
key.
it's probably for a key. You're right. That makes more sense than anything I had thought of. Or you could maybe put your jewelry in it if you're like worried about like your jewelry. If you have a necklace like this, it's like flopping around. You can put your necklace in there. But a credit card is too wide. It's like because the pocket's like that thin. It's just not big enough.
Look, I saw this hat and bought it because of Frank, right? Like, look at me,
Let me
like
see.
Frank, right? And so I would pay $1.99.
That's
So I was
kinda
like, this
sexy.
is pretty. It's a
Great.
Gucci. It's
Yeah,
a
that looks good.
Gucci.
She had.
Is it maroon? Like
It's
burgundy?
fuchsia.
Oh, few.
Wow. How much did you find that Gucci hat for?
$1.99.
Is it real?
I think
I
we're
don't.
doing
Well,
that.
I don't know if it's real. It does have the tag and everything. Let me
Damn,
see.
like a lot of the thrift stores around here I've gotten
Dude,
wise.
it was listen, it was this hat and a Robert Graham hat, and I had stacked them on top
Oh, I
of
love
each
Robert
other.
Graham.
Yeah, I've sold most of my Robert Graham stuff, but I used to have
It
a huge
had to be
collection
a
of
guy
Robert Graham.
that got rid of his hat collection. There were several. So
Here, this is my
Yeah.
Robert Graham bag I
I
have
have
right
a
now.
Robert Graham briefcase
For
too,
practice for our thrifting episode.
and
It's got a skull on it. See the
Something.
skull?
no, it has Gucci, and then it says
No, it's
It's-
probably real.
yeah,
I found real Gucci. I found real Burberry.
yeah.
I had a bunch of Burberry shirts in Texas Thrift once.
It
I found, like,
says
a bunch of them.
real. It's rabbit fur. It's a rabbit fur hat.
Oh, if it's really rabbit fur, it's Gucci.
It's what it says. It says real rabbit fur. And I was thinking, Hank is not going to be the only one up here one day, but I
Look
haven't
at
found
you.
the right shirt.
That hat is hot. It's a hot hat.
I'm just the gay guy. Chuck.
I know. People are sitting here talking about like,
Wow.
oh, girl, your fashion and everything. That you guys like, I don't want to watch football.
You guys are haters. Hater Frank. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Gucci goo.
the plastic's still on the buckle to like rip off. You know when you get something.
Oh, the
new.
like the little film they put on.
Uh-huh. It's still on there.
It's just tripping. Who does that make Cynthia? Is she Whoopsie? Who else is
Well,
on there?
Oh, I
Sharon
think-
Osbourne used to be,
They
right?
make me whoopee. You know they. would.
Lindsay found a really cheap like fake Louis Vuitton bag, but you can't
Of
tell unless you
course.
actually know.
No.
Yeah, and
Unless
I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with carrying it. I found a Louis wallet.
I found a few of those in Uptown Cheapskates recently, and they were authenticated, so they were definitely for sure.
Yeah. So
I was trying to find I finally found a fedora hat at Walmart the other day. It's completely stupid and now out of season, but I was gonna show it to you, but I can't find it now. I don't know what to do with it.
oh yeah.
I have a bag that has two.
See, I
They
told
cost
you.
me they cost me 30 cents each. They were like St. Patrick's Day hats.
I told you were gonna make me whoopee, Chuck. No,
You can be
Hank,
Whoopi if you
Frank.
want. But it
the
usually-
Mexican whoopee that smells good. What's wrong with you? Thinking it'd be nice with the camisole. Oh, stop it, Frank. You dirty man, you.
Anyway, I got this jacket right here from a thrift store. It's a Spanish leather jacket, and every time I ever go out in this jacket, like at least one man, I don't mean like gay men, but I mean like straight men stop me and like that's a badass jacket, man.
Hey, have you been to the Goodwill outlets and to the bins yet?
No, I haven't done that.
And
I
then
thought
there's
about it. Every time I tried to go, they were closed. I tried to go several times and they were closed every time I went. So like I finally gave up on it. But I was gonna go to them several times, but they were always closed.
So there's a thrift store in Fort Worth that like
that's the one I tried to go to one day, and it said it was open online, and then I got there and it was closed, and I was really mad.
So that's my favorite one. It's Wednesdays. Wednesdays are definitely not the day to go. They close super early to restock, but everything starts off as $2. Just Frank, but then it goes down to 50 cents. Every day it goes down a quarter until it gets to 50 cents. I have bought
it's like that is like it's like you gotta wait for the stuff to like you gotta like find it, hide it, and somehow hide it somewhere, and then hopefully it's there when you come back when it's 50 cents or something.
No, you have to just
pay the $2.
That's because you don't go on $2 day. You got to go on $1.50 day, $1 day.
I'd go on
$2 days is the good day though. But I'm talking everything.
I guarantee you, I could flip stuff there and make a lot more.
Everything in the store is $2, and they'll still have Coach purses. I've bought purple leather boots. Like that's a good one to go to, but you're going to spend at least 4 to 5 hours just going through each thing, and that's time consuming.
Yeah, the bins the bins are very time consuming, and like you lose track of time doing them too. But like I can go into like Texas Thrift is so well organized that I can go through it and just I'm like a speed rack searcher. I can just go dun, 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 through down a whole rack, and in like 5 minutes I can go down a whole rack and I know exactly what's in there. And
I can't
I'm really
good. Most of it's ugly. I can just look at the rack.
But sometimes it doesn't matter if you're looking for resale, it doesn't matter if it's ugly. Sometimes you're just looking for like the certain names, certain things that you know will sell. Like I bought this ugly ass Pharrell X Fila tracksuit thing, and I got it for like I think I paid $19 for it at the Thrift Giant, and I sold it for $250.
Yeah, Billionaires Boys Club. Those are gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a while it was antisocial social club was a big one.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. See, you got to stay current with the trends.
Yeah, and I'm not anymore. I'm not current.
I never did. And
if you're gonna flip,
and I guess I can't say I never paid a price, but
I've also can say that the younger generation, they're not into quality like we are as far as material, thread count, and all of that.
Some of them are.
But a lot of them are into, is it unique looking? How unique looking is it?
At the resale shops at Uptown Cheapskates and stuff like that, like they care about the anytime every time I've taken a pair of selvage jeans, if I show them like these are selvage jeans, let me show you. I show them the self edge thing and everything like that. They're like, oh yeah, that's self edge. Like they take them right away, and they'll look them up and it's like I mean some of those jeans cost like $600 new. So whenever they take off like 30% of retail, and then they give you half of that, and so you end up getting like for a pair of jeans that I've just had in my storage unit that I didn't pay it much for in the first place. You end up making quite a bit of money off of it. It's not really making money because some of it I probably did pay a lot more for, but I just at this point it doesn't matter anymore. I'm just trying to get rid of the stuff. I just want it out of my house. I can't wear it. No. I tried to give it to my family. I tried to give a lot of this nice. I had this incredible Gucci shirt. I had this incredible Gucci shirt that's like this button down. That was actually worn by one of the stars of Mr. Robot on the red carpet premiere of the third season.
Oh yeah.
And it was this gorgeous shirt and everything. And I didn't know what it was because the tag had been removed from it. But then I looked it up and I found it and I figured out that it was real because I could check the stitching and everything on it. And I take it to my sister who's like the exact size of it and everything. I'm like, look, like this is a Gucci shirt. This shirt was like $3,000. Like, let me give it to you. Like I don't like to take it. Take
they
this.
don't ever want it.
It would have looked great on her. She was like, no, I don't.
She didn't like it.
I don't think it wasn't
It's
that she didn't like it.
Gucci.
I don't think it was that she didn't like it. It's like
There are high end brands that make ugly stuff that I don't like and would never wear. I don't understand just because it's Gucci. You have to like it.
this wasn't ugly. No, this shirt was not ugly. I did not
Well,
buy
maybe
it.
she thought it was though. That's the.
Well,
like,
she wouldn't. But she
said
but
no, thank you.
everything I tried. I
and
tried
if
to
she
give her
liked
so
it,
many
she would have
things,
taken it.
and like it really was her style though. It really was her style. It's the kind of stuff she wears. So I
How
don't
do
know.
you know her style better than she? Like, how do you know what she likes better than she does?
Well, she
That's
is
just
my
what-
little. She is my little sister. I've literally known her
Well, she
entire
flat
life.
out told you no, thank you. She didn't want the shirt. Like, what would she have taken it if she liked it?
I doubt it because like I think she was like in this mentality. She's like she'd feel bad about taking it from me. She's like you could sell it or something like that. And, like I don't care about that.
She was being nice. Like, a
Yeah,
kind,
and
agreeable
I
person.
left it there at my mom's house for like 2 months, thinking that finally she would just like pick it up and like and take it with her because I knew she liked it. Because when I first showed it to her, her eyes lit up and she was like, oh, that's really pretty, and she tried it on and everything, and it looked really good on her. And then she's like, actually, I've got too many clothes. Like, I'll just let you take it, sell it. And then I left it there for like 2 months, and then I went back, and finally after 2 months, and she'd been there a bunch of times, and she just like left. And I left it right there in the kitchen, so it was like obvious. It wasn't like it wasn't hidden somewhere. So she stuck by that. So I eventually took it and sold it. But
I'm trying to think if I have a thrift store. I don't really thrift.
thrift store horror
My
story?
thing is hand me down. Like, people are always giving me. I don't have to thrift because people are always giving me their clothes. So I have this collection of clothes that people just give me instead of take to the thrift store. I've never worn leg warmers in my life. I never would. I judged harshly anybody that I saw with leg warmers on in the 80s. I thought they were ugly. But I did do the Jane Fonda workout tape with my mom, and I know all the Jane Fonda moves. And she had leg warmers for some of it.
Leg warmers, no. Old school 80s headbands, yes. I like the old school 80s headbands.
It's ugly. It's all ugly. It was ugly then. It's ugly now. I don't know much about fashion,
the
but I know ugly
armbands,
when I
those
see
stupid sweat armbands, those are stupid. Like the leg warmers are stupid and all that stuff. But I like the old school 80s headbands, just like the sweatbands. Like there's something so cheesy about them that I think I don't wear them myself, obviously. But this is basically a hat version of that. This is like a sweat absorbing like Adidas hat. So.
Dahlia, what's wrong with you?
What?
Y'all missed. Oh, people that didn't grow up in the 80s missed out. I'm sorry.
I take that personally,
It was
Dahlia.
so much fun. The arcade.
I was born in 81, so that by you saying that means that you're.
It was like the whole world was having the same fun all at the same time, and it was just magnificent.
Remember breaking and everybody was dancing all the time.
Breaking.
I remember being through the ages of 0 to 9, so I don't remember that much.
So yours was 9, like your teenage years was the 90s.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm much more.
You had a phone.
I grew up
like I still had a black and white TV.
I didn't get the phone until I was in my late teens, though. It was like late teens, and they were early.
Like Coke. You just this jelly.
Corny ass shit.
Yeah, no, I could see like from the outside looking in how some of it would look corny, but believe me, from the inside, it was fun.
It was fun.
All that neons that was so much fun at the time.
Outsiders, the Brat Pack, like the guy Matt Dillon, Ali Sheedy, Emilio Estevez, the Brat Pack.
That was me. The Breakfast Club.
Yep, the Breakfast Club people.
I do remember when there was no cable TV.
Me too. I remember when it first came on, and you had to slide it. We didn't you had to get up. We didn't have remotes for TVs back then, and so like our machine, you had to
get up and turn the dial. Yeah, you turn the dial.
No, we didn't have a dial. It was like
we had a dial on ours, but
it was like a button, and you just would if you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it had all the cable numbers, and you would just slide, and there it'd be.
We had one of those old school the wooden cabinet TVs
with the cable box. Yeah, the cable, the console.
Well, we didn't have the cable box. We just had the rabbit ears. But to change the channel, you would flick that freaking that switch, and it was so hard to turn. It would be like clink, clunk, clunk, clunk. Like an old RCA television. We had one of those.
I remember when we didn't have a microwave. I remember getting the first microwave, and a potato with aluminum foil in it, and instead of doing it in an hour,
and then you didn't have a microwave
I was like,
anymore.
oh, I had to do it for 30 minutes. Yeah, that didn't go so well.
Did you wear them, Chuck? Knowing they had flowers on them? Did you put
That's
them
why
on
he
your
got-
body
that's
and
why
walk
he wore
outside your
them.
Hey,
house?
in the '60s, that got you chicks, man. Okay,
Probably
you
so.
tell me
That-
Chuck was there for the ladies. You know he was. You know he was not. He wasn't a hippie for any kind of. He was there for the free love. You know he was.
That's great.
If you got some bell bottoms with some flowers on them, that's gonna help you get you laid. You know, man, that's what you got.
Were they embroidered flowers?
I just bought some shorts yesterday with embroidered flowers.
I have a bunch of jeans like that I don't think I've sold yet. I had
Flower
a bunch
power.
of Joe jeans
Hey.
that.
Oh,
that
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
like
What's flower power? Oh, flower power. Yeah, Satan. Okay, good. I'm glad
this
that
is
my
peace.
default was
Flower
Satan.
power is just like you
Um,
know.
Wait,
like
what
power
happened? I
people,
thought
you know.
y'all got together. Well, you're all the way in Pennsylvania already. You were just in Oklahoma or Texas.
No, you got that wrong, dude. I'm mad at you because you ghosted me, not coming through Texas.
Oh,
Dallas.
I was doing the ghosting.
Yeah. Now who's the ghost here, huh? You didn't even come through Dallas. You were right here next to. You were right here. I was like, oh yeah, you're coming into
Every time
Texas.
you
I'm here
point
almost
one of
Texas.
those
So
fingers.
you're gonna give us and the next thing I know, you're in Oklahoma. Like what the hell, man? What the hell? Right.
Yeah, you could have stopped and hooked up, and we would have all could have hung out and did a stream.
Mm-hmm.
You okay. So I have videos of me thrifting. Like every time I go somewhere, like I have a conversation with random people and stuff. And like I know I can catch all of this, even if they weren't on the camera, you would see me. But I'm always like, no, I don't want to open it up. These guys make fun of me now. They give me a hard time about my life. Now, if I open up, they would do it 10 times worse.
What do they say to you? Who's doing this? And what do they say?
Well, you know how they be like, "You're fat. Look at fat Cynthia. Look at
Oh, okay.
How old are these people?
you know." So
That's
then, if you go and do thrift store
a
stuff,
third
they'd be
grader
like,
could think of a better insult than that.
"That's it." And then you could go.
You
to
just
thrift
lean
store,
in. You lean into it. You laugh
lean
it off.
into it.
I don't even think you're fat.
Do you think other people would like it? I'm not. Not like they think I'm like at least 300 pounds.
Do you think it's that they're
You're
trying
not
to find
300
your
pounds,
buttons?
please.
Like,
I used to be
they
300 pounds. I know what 300 pounds looks like. You're
They
not
look
300
for
pounds.
vulnerability and they try to find your buttons. They're like
I don't-
testing where your buttons are.
I don't know what they are.
And then
They're
if you react, then they know that's one of them.
Fuck, okay,
Like
thank you. So I should do more of those videos because I already have like 3 or 4 videos up and ready to go, but I just never pushed public on
I
them.
think you should
in my-
do whatever your vision is, but definitely don't not do them because of
Right.
people say negative things, because then they win. Don't
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
let that
They
be the
win.
reason you don't do them. Let it be for artistic reasons.
Yeah,
They're-
no,
and-
I mean,
and-
'cause, you
and
know,
regardless, they ain't gonna do shit. They're all a
No,
bunch of
for
fucking
sure
pussies.
they're
They
not.
ain't gonna do shit. They gonna do shit, but talk shit in the comment section. They ain't gonna do shit. Like fuck them. I don't see. I don't care about the comment section in terms of insults. Like I think sometimes they're funny, but if people like are talking shit about me in the comments, I don't get it. It doesn't bother me at all. I get irritated when I'm trying to have a conversation with somebody, and then instead of responding to something I say, they go ad hominem,
Thank you.
or they don't even try. And if they don't, and at least if they did it funnily, if they actually make it funny, I actually still don't care. I'll laugh right along with them. If someone comes up with a good joke like at my expense, I'm all for that shit. Like I make jokes at my own expense all the time. But when someone just when someone's just like you're ugly, you know, like I'm just like.
And you know,
It's like-
another thing is the videos never do as good as lives. Videos,
Oh, that's good to know.
the videos aren't as good as don't get as many views as lives do.
Until you build an audience, and then I'm telling
Right.
you, like the thrift store channels I know, they do edited videos, but they start them they edit them from their live streams. They do the live
Right.
streams,
So,
and then they take the live stream, they edit out a bunch of like the boring parts, and then they put that
Right.
up as a VOD. So that's the thing to do. I mean, like, and that would actually be pretty easy to edit. That wouldn't be like trying to edit
Yeah.
like a stream like this. This is really hard. This is a hard stream to try to edit into
Yeah.
because some of our
Totally.
conversations are so. Everything we say
Right.
in the second hour is usually connected to things in the first hour and stuff like that. So you really can't like just take like it out of context and make it make sense. Like I've tried to make clips, and like a lot of times the clips just like they can't stand on their own because you need so many other parts of it to make it make sense, because we have real conversations. That's how real conversations work. They're
Right.
they're very interconnected. They are intersectional, if you will, according to the
All righty. Well, I appreciate this feedback
quite, but-
from the panel and the chat, except for Chuck. I'm playing Chuck. I'm just playing. Yeah, to give me some motivation. And for sure, Chris, if you ever want us to go,
No, I'm saying right now, let's do it. Let's do it.
yeah, if you want, like, we can do it where we can like I already have a vision on how to film thrift, especially because you're a guy.
Have you been on a half? Have you been in a half off half?
The what?
You've been on half off half. You've been in a half off half.
What's that?
That's where I used to source most of my stuff from half off half. It's kind of like, okay, it's kind of like dirt cheap, but it's like a step above dirt cheap.
Oh. Did I go on a dirt cheap? No. What was that I went in? I haven't been in a dirt cheap yet.
Dirt cheap.
Okay, I need to go see what that is.
Dirt cheaps aren't good. They look like the leftovers of the leftovers of the leftovers of the leftovers. You know, like in the grand like food chain of thrift stores, the dirt cheap is the bottom of that thrift chain. But half off half.
Dirt cheap is a thrift store? I thought that was a furniture store.
No, well, they do have furniture, but they have clothes, they have electronics, but you don't know if any of them work. Everything is. It kind of looks like the leftovers of someone's garage sale. You know, you ever went to a garage sale the day after it was over, and but there's still only 3, I think, half off.
Why would you go to a garage sale the day after it's over?
I mean, I'm saying like the second. I didn't mean the get over. I mean the second day, like the second day of the garage sale. Whenever
when it's still going on, but it's all picked over.
Yeah, it's all picked over by that point.
Like you don't go to 50-cent day when you could go to $2 day.
Yeah,
I didn't even know they had different days. So,
but
they have thrift stores like that. Like that's what I'm saying. Y'all have to like. And now they're opening up the Amazon return stores where everything will be $10 one day, but then like on the 7th day, everything's gone down to $2.
This makes me glad I'm staying in my bedroom. I thought it was a bad thing, but now that I'm hearing all this, I don't want to leave my house anymore. The world is changing too much.
It is.
I mean, thrift stores have existed since the dawn of man. I'm pretty sure they existed back in Jesus' day. So I don't think that we're talking about anything too new. Half off half will take they'll have stuff like that. They have stuff, and sometimes it still has the tags on it. You can see tags from Nordstrom, from Neiman Marcus. I like a lot of the returns.
Nordstrom Seattle had the Nordstrom rack. That's where we get all our crow. It's like the irregular.
But see, Nordstrom rack is still way too expensive. Still way too expensive. So like you find a place.
I don't like people that shop there. And Nordstrom rack is just more comfortable to be in psychologically.
Half off halves are nice. They're not thrift stores. Their stuff isn't used.
Yeah, like rich people are really good at making everybody else feel oppressed. That's one thing they are good at.
Rich people are great for throwing out stuff. So if you go cruise their neighborhoods and then flip their furniture and stuff, that's
real. For real.
Like,
I mean, I can't believe like in Irving, like Irving isn't exactly like, but we catch all the Los Colinas thrift stuff. So in Irving, so that's the reason why we get the good stuff here. Like the up just up Beltline, just up from my house. I mean, like we have Thrift Row, we have Goodwill, we have Thrift Giant, Goodwill, Texas Thrift. They're all right next to each other. So you just like you can basically walk from one together.
Chris, do a tour one day and take your phone and just. You could give us like a.
I'll do it. We'll do it, Jeff. Yeah. We'll do it. Yes, the estate sales are amazing.
With Cynthia, Chris, and Cynthia.
Oh, if you know where estate sales are, definitely. If you know where estate sales are,
listen, I'm on the email list.
I'm even excited.
I'm on the email list.
Shopping. It's like torture.
Estate sales are great for finding guitars, and I want to find an estate sale guitars so badly.
We are.
Rich people,
Value Village. That's where
and join Facebook groups. Like over here, we have a park called Highland Park, and I joined their Facebook garage sale.
Oh, Highland Park! Oh my God, this houses out in Highland Park are so insane. There's a house out there. There's a house out there that's like the size. There's a house out there like
how much was the disco ball?
That's $10. It spins and it spins.
It's tiny. It's battery powered.
Or it can be.
I thought you meant like the ceiling kind.
No,
Yeah,
if you want to go on the
guess it's
ceiling,
not.
it does have the thing under here to connect to the
I
ceiling.
guess it's bad.
I just don't have it.
Do you
Yeah.
have colored lights to shine off of it?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I have white ones. So like hang on, there's like
White,
a little panel. There's a thing, see, that you can hang it from the ceiling.
Oh,
And it
okay.
spins. Yeah,
Yeah, then I guess
it
you know.
spins and everything. But yeah, it was still new in the box. That's what I'm saying. It was $10. Like when you go to the rich people garage sales, they just want their stuff gone.
Oh, that was from a estate sale?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Estate sales are crazy. There's
I don't think she's getting. I think she's been.
Yeah. I had a
Okay.
disco ball in my car that spun and did lights. I can't find another one because when it wrecked, it broke.
What you don't need to get specific, like, but what general area are you in, Cynthia? So I know like how.
Right, I know. You and I are probably 5 minutes from each other because I heard you say where you were one day. Like you're literally the next exit up for me.
But yeah, if I don't care if anybody knows, I live in Irving, close to.
I care if they know where you live.
I don't care.
They
ain't gonna do shit. Come on, come at me, bro. Come at me. I don't give a fuck.
We're not gonna do anything either.
I'm just saying, any of the trolls out there or anything, if they actually say are gonna act like they're gonna do something, like fuck them. I don't give a shit.
But you know what? People have recognized me from YouTube out in the streets. So
really?
So I try to be more.
That has yet to happen to me. That is definitely yet.
I try to be more presentable when I step out and go out for the day because I'm like, okay, there's a chance somebody's gonna know me.
I'm always.
And it usually does happen.
I dress like this, like when I'm out, the same way I dress on stream. Like there's occasionally I dress worse on stream.
I don't know. I don't think anyone's gonna mistake you if they watch this show and they see you out in public. They're not.
And they start hearing you talk. Yeah.
I know the last time I went into the Uptown Cheapskate, where like all those kids were like, it's like there was like I had some fry boots that I could not even get on my feet anymore, and like they had so many spots on them to sell them. I tried to clean up some, and like one of the guys there, like the kid that said he'd watch the stream and stuff, he was just like, man, these boots are so cool. I was like, dude, you can have those things, you know. He was like, well, can I give you some money? I was like, no, man, those are yours. I was like, you gotta learn how to wear them because those things have like 1-inch heels on them. They're like the cowboy boots, you know. They got like 1-inch heels on them. I was like, you gotta like wear them for like an hour a day at first. You have to like work your way into wearing those boots, okay? And I gave him a bunch of advice on it and stuff, and like he was so happy about that. And then this other girl this leather jacket that like it was just. I mean, I think I paid $8 for it at Texas Thrift, and like it was like a nice like real. It was like a Wilson's like real leather. A lady's jacket, and it was really cute on her and everything. And she was like, I remember like as I was leaving, they were both leaving their shift at the same time. They were like walking out, like so happy with the stuff I gave them, and I just felt good. I was like, this is the good kind of propaganda. I'm indoctrinating these kids. I'm indoctrinating kids with good clothing, and we talked about music and stuff. They all like for whatever reason, kids right now are into music from the 90s. They're into music that I know all about, like and stuff like that. Like I had a pin on one of my hats that was an American football pin, and he was like, "What's that pin mean?" I was like, "Oh, it's this band, American Football." I didn't figure he'd know who it was. He's like, "American Football, man, those guys are fucking amazing," and like conversation. I felt good about like these other kids are like 18, 19, stuff like that. I felt good about showing that like somebody can be 40 and still be kind of halfway cool,
or 50.
I'm cool.
Halfway cool or have a joke.
And you're doing nice things for these kids. You're doing nice things for the kids, so that's exciting. I love hanging around the young kids.
I just like I think like literally like because like I know like that's when I got the most shit done, like the most like crazy shit that I got done whenever I was in like late teens, early 20s and stuff like that. Like I got a venue open. I would just through sheer force of will, I would just decide, So like I feel like there's like I'm just gonna have like a little cult of teenagers around me. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I do that. I shouldn't have said that. People are going
No,
to.
you know how they are. I kept thinking I'm gonna just make all my little grandkids my little miniature army, and people
Yeah.
can't say anything because they're my grandkids. You know,
all
what
these
I mean?
kids, all these kids like the same music as me and stuff. So like, I
Yeah.
mean, I mean, like they'll come to shows, they'll do stuff, like, and kids like that, like they will spread the word. They will actually get out there and tell people about stuff. That's the best advertising you can have is a group of motivated teenagers. I swear to God.
Okay. I'm gonna go. My security team is having a problem, and I'm hungry, and I need to go find something to eat for breakfast.
I'm hungry too.
I have you on Discord. I have you on Discord, right, Cynthia?
Yes, we're
Okay, good.
definitely on Discord, but we can.
I'm just gonna send you my phone number.
I'm
gonna
off
send you my
on
phone number.
Fridays and Saturdays, and I have another vacation. I have some vacation days coming in up at the end of the month. So if you want to go out and do some filming, like I definitely need to plan that in advance so I can make sure everything's charged and kind of get a vibe of doing it and stuff. So we can put something together and we can try to do something. So you
all right, well, let's not put too much thought into it. Let's just like since we're in the same area, we'll just go up to like the we'll just go to the thrift store, the one on Rock Island, and we'll just go like maybe to a Texas thrift or something like that. And
I have three of those right now that I could push.
We want the
out.
whole tour. We want Thrift Row.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, we'll just like as a test, we'll just start it out and see what happens. Yeah.
So, anyways, I enjoyed your stream, Jeff. As always, Chris, I'm looking forward to what we can do with the thrifting, because you're right, people love the thrifting. They do. It's a whole vibe.
It's a very popular internet subculture, and it's a good way. It's a good way to drive views to this channel too. So.
Absolutely. All right, everyone, have a great day, and I'll see y'all around. Bye.
All right, see you later.
Good
Bye.
to have you.
Okay, I'm trying to find Cynthia on my Discord, but there she is. All right.
She's probably what up, Cynthia?
No, she's just Cynthia on Discord.
Well, glad we could give you a win, Frank. We're here to help boost people up.
I feel like I win when you find cheap shit. Yeah. Yeah, it is always it always feels like a win whenever you're like whenever you shop successfully and like you find something really, you know.
It feels that way to me too, but like at real stores, with not thrift, not like people's use.
Oh,
stuff.
it's even better.
Even like at an outlet mall. If I'm at an outlet mall and I find a good deal, I'm like, good. I feel like I won this shopping trip. But at a thrift store, I'm like, I feel like I'm settling for people's use stuff, and no price makes it ever feel like a real win.
Dude, a lot of the stuff in the thrift store just have tags on it, like they've never been worn. Like this stuff is like brand new.
And they have that smell.
Oh no,
I've thrifted, but Seattle, especially the neighborhood I live in, is full of thrift. Believe me, I've thrifted.
Thrifting in
not
Texas.
My first choice.
Believe me,
JC
like the thrift stores I grew up with, I feel the same way about. I used to go in those same thrift stores, so like the smell and all that stuff. I know what you're talking about. Dallas has a different standard for thrift stores.
I'm looking forward to Thrift Row. We're expecting big things from it.
I can't convey the smell through the camera, but if I could tell you that the places smell amazing. Like they're clean. The floors are clean. The clothes are clean, and they're all really well organized. You don't need to they're not like the only thing about half I don't like is the fact that their rows, their actual their actual racks will be so full of crap you couldn't even look through them. You'd have to take stuff out just to look through the racks. And but in Texas thrift, it's all spaced out. You can just sit there and just browse real quickly.
Are you talking about Atari Pong that you hook up to your TV? That had the paddles. That was the first video game.
Dude, if I could find an original Pong machine, I'd buy that shit in a heartbeat, because that's.
I remember when there was a kid in my class that got one growing up, but we all went to his house to play Pong whenever we could. It was the most exciting thing happening in town for those few weeks, probably.
I mean,
ping pong, not Pong.
Okay, ping pong table. Yeah, that's different.
Okay.
I was just, whenever I went to my my assessment thing yesterday, it was in this really weird office building. It was in this really weird office building that like it seemed like they started trying to make it seem really like modern and but they stopped halfway through, so it just looked kind of like half finished everywhere. And they had a ping pong table in
Well, he's
the
playing
little
pong
lobby.
table, not ping pong. What's a TV table? You talking about the video game, but in a
They had
table,
the
like they had
TV
the
table
like
version. Oh,
Pizza
those
Hut
are
had the
awesome.
Pac-Man table.
I love those. I love those. Oh, I
You know
love
what he's
those
talking
TV.
about? Is it a video game?
You just it's a the video game Pong, but it was
But
a TV
flat.
table version. It was
Okay.
flat, yeah. And you would sit down each person has a screen, and like you play versus each other like that. I love those things. Like I used to like I would
Well,
like
I am not going on 20,000 pyramid with you, Frank.
20,000 pyramid.
Or
All
play
right.
charades.
When you said big Pong table, I didn't like.
I thought ping pong too. Well, first I thought Pong, the video game, but that wasn't a table.
But when you said big Pong table, I thought you meant ping pong.
Right, but then I didn't know. I mean,
I thought
technically he's
you
right. It
misspelled- I thought you
was
misspelled
our ignorance and lack of experience that caused us
Yeah.
to not understand it. But if I could shift it onto him anyway, I'm gonna at least try.
Good one. You know, yeah, those glass top arcade game things where you could eat off of. Yeah, I want a Galaga one of those. That's
Oh, I
what-
remember
that's-
Galaga.
I love Galaga, and
Yeah.
I would like, I
That's
have
from my
this, I
era.
have this. There's this
And
pizza place.
Centipede.
Yeah, there was a Centipede one too that they had at this place. Like whenever I was growing up, there was this pizza place that my parents would take me to when I was like 5 and 6, and it had Galaga. It had a a glass top one, and it had a Centipede one. And I was always so excited to go there because like I would sit there and like it was just like the seat was just big enough. It was like a bench seat, so it was just big enough for like my dad to sit there with me because I wasn't able to play it myself. So I would get to hit the button and stuff like that. And so there's this
Yeah.
part of my brain that wants that so badly as like a nostalgia thing. I want that table in my house somewhere.
Pizza
sometime.
Hut had all that. That's where I
This
remember.
wasn't
Hey,
a
Moose.
pizza. This wasn't a pizza. This was an independent pizza place. I remember it
I
wasn't.
know,
a Pizza
but I'm
Hut,
saying
but
like Jack's
a
talking
Pizza Hut
about
had it too.
games where you could play while waiting for your food, and Pizza
Yeah.
Hut was.
Yeah, Pizza Hut
No
definitely.
matter
had
what
those.
Pizza Hut you went into, they had a Pac-Man, and probably one or two other type of games. And
You
then
saw that-
they had a pizza restaurant, like it was a local restaurant in my town, but they had a little arcade room while you waited for your pizza, and they had Dragon's Lair, the cartoon video game,
Yeah.
which I never knew how to play. It was so confusing. You had to look for the flashing light or whatever.
You can get
and
it
go
cheap on
toward
the.
it.
You can. I think it's like $2 if you get it on Steam now.
Oh yeah,
And
now they have
it's-
the
it's-
whole sequence on YouTube. You just watch it.
Yeah.
But growing up, that was so fascinating because you wanted to watch someone get to the end.
Yeah. I mean, if
And
you
I would
actually want to try
stand
to
in
play
that
it,
little
play
room
it,
and watch,
it's a lot.
wait for
It's a lot
someone to come
easier.
and play Dragon's Lair and stand over their shoulder and watch. while
It's
they
a lot
play.
easier when you have to pay 25 cents every time you lose. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember I played. I was always like really into that one too. Like I think
Moose, you might be on the wrong stream. What have you?
100. Okay.
What is the
okay,
crunch? First of all, I can't do half of that stuff because I throw my
I
back
can't
out
either.
every time. I can do
Yeah,
the
I can't either.
push-ups. I can do the pull-ups. Anything
and the
on my
panel
back
drama,
doing this.
30 minutes
Even
of
in
panel drama
PE
per
class,
stream.
I couldn't do them growing up because
30 minutes of panel drama per stream. We have that every day. So like, I don't even know why you're even adding that in there. That's automatic. That's not even a challenge. That's just our.
Oh yeah,
stream.
we'll make up for it in panel drama. We'll do 200 minutes of panel drama.
Oh
no
God.
crunches.
Well, then I
won't even
I can do
lie
that.
about the push-ups. I know how to do them, but I won't even pretend that I'm going to commit to actually doing them because I won't get them done. I need someone here like over me to do it. If after I'm on motivation, it's not going to happen. I hired a personal trainer briefly when I first moved up here, but he couldn't do much with me either.
I've never been able to do proper push-ups. Like I could do the ones on your knees or whatever, but like proper push-ups, like I don't have good arm muscles. I never have. I've never built my arm muscles.
I like all that. I just don't have the discipline to do them. But I do
crunches,
I would do
crunches.
do
I can
them.
do.
If
I do
a personal
crunches.
trainer like said do 10 push-ups because this is what you need to get to your next level. I would do them, but I on my own can't replicate that.
I do crunches. Like I do crunches whenever I can remember to do them because crunches
on
are
your like where you lift up from kind of like
it's something I can do with my vertigo. And it's like but I 200 of them. No, I don't do 200 of them.
You're supposed to like pull up with your stomach, like isolate
Yeah.
your stomach muscle.
Yeah,
and
I know.
and
you
that's
kinda
where my
pull
back,
forward.
whatever it does something with my back muscle every time.
Every time I do them, I end up getting a stomach ache though, and like I end up throwing up. So I don't do them very often.
That doesn't sound healthy. Fit.
Yeah, it doesn't sound healthy. It's not healthy. It's not. Oh, make sure you send me your address on Discord so I can send you this watch. It only
Me?
costs like 5. Yeah, you. I'm sending you this watch.
Oh yeah. Well, let's talk about it next time we're on. It is cool.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna send it to you anyway, so you can throw it away if you want. But I bought it for
I'm
you.
not gonna throw away a cool watch.
You don't have to tell time with it. Just wear it. Just wear it for like the crud, you know.
Yeah. And when you're a kid, everything took longer anyway. So like a 15-minute wait for your pizza felt like an hour waiting.
Oh
for
my
your
God,
pizza,
that's true.
especially when you could smell everybody
Oh,
else's
I remember.
pizza
I
in the
remember.
meantime.
And I remember the places where you actually had to order the pizza and didn't have the buffet. Like that's the reason why everyone liked going to Pizza Hut, because Pizza had the buffet. You know,
Oh my
you
God,
just
they
go
had
up
the
for
best Caesar salad on the buffet.
or
too.
Mr. Gaddy's. We had a Mr. Gaddy's. I don't
Yeah,
remember
that's the
what it
one
was.
with Dragon's Flare. I didn't know.
Yeah.
It was all the way in Texas. I thought it was local.
Yeah, Mr. Gaddy's was. We had one in
Oh
Texarkana,
yeah,
and like
Mr.
we had a
Gaddy's
Mr.
had
Gaddy's Mr. Gaddy's buffet,
Yeah,
and
I
like and they
love
had a
Mr.
huge
Gaddy's.
arcade.
That was
there.
my very first job when I was 17 years old at Mr. Gaddy's. A friend of mine worked there and got me the job. I lasted exactly one night, and by the end of the night, you had to like clean up after it closed. We didn't get out till like 2 a.m. It took me forever to figure out how to wash the dishes and all that. And the manager told me not to come back, but I did get a tip. I was the bus boy. And I bussed one of the tables, and they said I was so friendly. They left me like $1 on the table.
Oh,
I said, I'm just the bus boy. They said, we want you to have it anyway. We liked your service. I said, oh, thank you.
we had such we stopped by like there's this place here called BJ's. They're like a brew house place, but they on Tuesdays they have like these desserts called pazookies. It's like a skillet cookie thing they top with ice cream. They're like cheap on that day.
Wait,
Like,
I missed something. Ice cream and a
yeah.
skillet is what I heard.
No, it's a cookie and it's a skillet cookie that they put ice cream on top of. Yeah, it's a cookie they cook in an iron skillet. It's called a pazookie. They call it a pazookie. It's like the size
Wait,
of
how
a very
does that
small pizza.
spell? I want to look it up. Skillet cookie.
I just like
Pazookie?
I don't know pazookie. It's Pizookie, I think.
Oh, it's like a big cookie in a skillet, like a
Yeah.
cast iron. Yeah, it's
Really good. And like, so we stopped by there. We stopped by there to get one because because they have like $3 pazookie day, on Tuesdays, and like we were near one, so we went and got a $3 pazookie. And the waiter that was there was so enthusiastic and so happy. Like I wanted to give him a tip, and I didn't have anything but a 10 on me, so I just gave him the $10. And I was like, and he was like super excited about that too. He's like, "Thanks, man, that's awesome. You're awesome." And I was just like, I felt almost embarrassed by it, but like still, I was like, it was like, yeah, that dude is like, I mean, he's probably using performance enhancing drugs, like cocaine, to get through a shift, and like Godspeed to him,
You are judging that kid. You don't know that he's on cocaine.
I know that I worked in a lot of restaurants, and everyone I worked with was on cocaine. So,
You always throw it in some kind of little fantastical element.
Well, I'm not. Look, I'm saying like I worked in 3 different restaurants, and I didn't know anybody in any of the restaurants that wasn't on some type of drugs. That's actually like
about you doing a nice thing and giving a $10 tip to this kid, and next thing we know, he's also on cocaine.
I'm not saying he definitely was, but I was thinking to myself, I hope if he was on cocaine, then I'm buying his line for the night. I'm buying that line because like he was really putting his all into being a waiter at BJ's, and like I've been there many times before, and most of the time the waiters are just like they're polite, they're nice, but this guy was like
as
super
usual.
excited.
I'm fruitlessly and futilely pointing out patterns I notice in the way stories are told on here.
Yes, okay. I was trying to be entertaining. Dear God, I'm sorry. I didn't.
That's what I'm saying. It's that Yes, it was entertaining to think that this kid might be on cocaine.
I did think at at the time I did think about it. I joked about it with Lindsay. Me and Lindsay joked about it, and so I added that the conversation into the story because I thought it was funny. But it wasn't. It's not a serious accusation. I'm not gonna like go call the cops and be like, I think that kid's on drugs. You need to go check him out. I'm not gonna do anything like that. I was just like thinking, wait, this tonight, that he's got.
That is coming completely from your brain. There's no reason to think that kids on drugs.
But it's just we're just BSing about a guy at a waiter at a restaurant. It's not important.
Hey, Dan, what's up?
I came for the cocaine.
Do you have any cookie stories?
I don't have any, and I can't send it through the computer screen if I could. But sorry. I stopped doing drugs a long time ago, so I only do cigarettes and alcohol now. So
besides, it's all predetermined anyway. So
yeah, besides, I don't have a choice in it. If I wanted to do cocaine, I wouldn't have a choice to do it. So. I don't actually think that little. I don't really mean to be diminishing of your views. But I can't help but make jokes about it every now and then. Just like you would make jokes about me too. So I don't feel like I'm doing anything. Me? No, I'm not talking about me. I'm saying Denizen. I feel like
what?
I thought Denizen would joke about it.
I missed.
Oh, you missed the joke. I was saying that I was saying that it was all free. I was saying that I didn't have the free will to get the cocaine if I wanted to. So.
Oh right, yeah.
I would definitely argue with your free will to stop doing cocaine at a certain point,
But you do have choice and agency.
No, actually, and I can't. My brain is not working well enough right now to do. But actually, after I got off that stream the other day, last time we had this conversation, I think I actually understood it. I had a mental breakthrough, and I finally understood what all that meant. But I don't feel like getting into all that today. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow or something.
Yeah.
But I do actually think I think I fully understand the perspective that you and Steve have and the reason why you feel like it's beneficial to your life. And I could be wrong, but I think I finally get it. And I understand where you're coming from on it, even though I still think it's kind of narcissistic or not narcissistic. Sorry, not narcissistic. It's still kind of nihilistic and kind of cynical of a viewpoint. But I do think that I do see the value in it now. So I understand where you're coming from. Without going into too much specifics, it was a really long, complicated thought thread I had in my head, like that. Whenever something finally clicked, and I finally started getting some of it. So
it's long and complicated just telling us about it.
Yeah,
what's wrong with cynical?
I didn't say anything's wrong with cynical.
Well, he's not very good at it, Browns, because he hasn't accomplished it so far.
He's just my troll.
Cynical isn't necessarily bad. I've been accused of being a cynic most of my life.
I do.
But at the same
my
time,
opinions are not popular.
I try not to be cynical because I feel like it's ultimately detrimental to my own.
You're not nearly as cynical as some of the people that come on this panel.
I used to be.
I find myself using that word with Lib a lot.
I used to be
as
one of the most cynical people you've ever met.
Yes, he is. He's very cynical about a lot.
I know. Even Lindsay would tell you, like whenever she met me, I was cynical as fuck. I used to be.
I should be more cynical than I am. I think I psych myself out.
I have like somehow like gained an optimism that I never had when I was growing up. So. But I don't know. I mean, but I do think I understand like the.
I mean, I'm confident I'm going to continue to be disappointed in very predictable ways, but for some reason that doesn't lead to cynicism, at least not yet.
I'm accepting of the fact that I'm going to be disappointed in ways, but at the same time, it doesn't diminish my hope or my belief that people can do better. And that
those criticisms are often personal.
It's like Lucian.
They have no substance in them, and they're mostly ad hominem, and don't address the topic ever, and that from what I've noticed.
Which criticisms?
From Brown's boy. That's why I generally don't address him.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Or her.
Okay. Well, Brown's boy. I don't know.
I'm used to it too. Like these people are. I'm more aware of their emotions than they are.
Like a cat.
Do you consider yourself an empath?
On the scale of like nihilism to fucking whatever the fuck that Gnostic fucking gatito, that shit that you got going on, Chris, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I would definitely agree that I am all the way on the nihilist end of the spectrum. But I think maybe people who don't really understand nihilism might have an incomplete, myopic perception of what it really is.
No, I understand. I was a bit of a nihilist at one
Without
point in my life.
example,
I understand it. I mean, I'm not completely like, I think like all nihilists are stupid or something like that. I find nihilism to be a very empty way of thinking, but at the same
I'm
time,
nihilistic.
I find it liberating
Anyway.
and
but I understand why. But after having like the little revelation I had, I do understand why where the idea of like how it improves your life, how you found it liberating. At least how Steve. Maybe I don't really know if I understand your version of it as much, but I think I understand Steve's concept of it a lot better anyway. Like I think what Steve was talking about was kind of like realizing that about realizing that you don't have free will is also about realizing you don't have the agency and the power to change things in around you in the world. You have the ability to somewhat to act within your own purview, but you're not responsible for what happens in the world. You're not like responsible for all of these like all of these little things like that, because there's so many predetermined factors and everything in that. And there's a freedom in that that keeps you from feeling this constant weight of guilt or or uh, or self-determination, that way when certain things do happen and things happen because they just do, it helps you kind of like see that it's really there's only so much you could have done in the first place, and like and you yourself are somewhat programmed by the world around you, and so there's all these factors in place that keep it from being like a self where you don't it's not that you can take responsibility for things that you do, but you're not inherently responsible for the actions and therefore and the outcomes of your actions, in terms of the world around you, like the entire outside of like your very immediate purview, like you can't really like because it's a really easy thing to do to put yourself into a situation or to a standpoint where you feel responsible for, you bear the weight of the world on your shoulders, as they say.
is there
Um,
anything that you don't have control over?
yeah, there's tons of things that I don't have control over
I mean, about yourself, like anything.
about myself.
Do you, yeah, like
I mean,
any actions,
I could consciously,
behaviors
I can consciously, stop myself from to a point until like my biological, functions take over and like say no, you have to breathe. I mean, I couldn't hold my breath until I died, probably. I couldn't. There's a lot of things about like my biological functions and things like that
that are
I
involuntary.
can't you can't control motion kind of thing, right? Like there's things that aren't consciously voluntary that just
that are
happen.
involuntary. Yeah.
Voluntary, definitely. Yeah.
Is my audio messed up?
Your audio sounds good. Good. Your audio sounds good. Fine.
That was weird. So where do you think that line is?
What do I think the line is? I'm saying I understand that. I can even agree with that viewpoint to a degree. Ultimately it comes down to the fact that I choose
To hold your
and
breath and breathe too, though, right? You could choose it right now if you wanted. All right. See, there's free will in action. Look at Jeff go.
I choose to believe that I do have more responsibility to those around me and to the world, because I feel like it gives me motivation to try to make the world a better place, and it's a better motivating factor for me. It works better for my life than that works for someone like yourself.
Say that first half of that again.
I choose, regardless of evidence or whatever it is, I choose to believe that my actions and like my life can have more effect on the world around me than maybe it does, because I find that to be a more useful mental strategy for me personally, and I can definitely see your viewpoint on it now. And I can definitely, I came to like I had an epiphany moment where it kind of like it made sense, and I was like, okay, I get it now.
You've never believed that you didn't have free will, though, right?
I mean,
Like you've never
I,
actually lived your life under that presumption or had
in,
that.
in the terms of in the terms like as we both discussed before, our definitions of free will are very different. So in the terms of like the free will that you described, like yeah, I agree with most of that. But when it comes to like personal decisions of like, whether or not like, if I'm going to make some like major life change type thing, those kind of free will type decisions, like I have always believed that I had free will to choose those things. And I do see
Have
the
you ever believed that you haven't?
no.
So you wouldn't really know if it's a more effective mental strategy.
I said no. I mean, I can work through that kind of thing in my head, and like I can work through scenarios and see how and apply it to my life and look at my life through that lens, and I can see how it. I can see how through from someone's particular perspective,
You can
how that could be useful
like
for them.
think yourself into the psychology of someone that.
Yeah.
That's what I can't do. I can't test it because I can't put myself in the mind state of somebody who
I think
doesn't.
that's my writer's brain. My writer's brain is very good at like putting myself in like the shoes of someone else's like viewpoint. I looked at like various aspects of my life and like looking at them from that lens, and I see the value in it. However, I decided like as I was thinking about it, I was like I don't think this is for me though. I don't think this is going to ultimately help me accomplish any of my goals to think this way. And maybe I'm wrong, I guess, but at the same time, that's like it would be a rather major
Could be.
thing to try to rework my brain that way just to test it out, kind of thing. I mean, whenever I do a
Well,
pretty
you
good
could
job
you
of
have
like
enough
make like the
going on.
next 3 to 6 major decisions from the standpoint, from the presupposition that you are not the almighty
well, then
powerful
I'm not.
Chris
Then I'm
of
also
Chris.
yeah. Well, but at the same time that I already look at things like that, and that just means I'm not making a decision at all. I mean, like this make.
Oh, you'll make decisions for sure.
But accepting that the fact that the decisions aren't
Like
aren't
people
really
can
me.
make decisions without thinking that they're the almighty be all, whatever you just said. That's not
Well,
part
he's
of
the almighty
my
Chris
definition.
for Chris. He has there's
Yeah,
very little
we're all
that
the
Chris is in
almighty us
control
for
of.
us. We're all the almighty us of us. We're the only things we have control over.
Yeah,
At
I
any
don't believe
to,
that.
to any to any degree. I'm not saying that we
I
have.
was raised to think that way.
I'm not saying we have complete control over ourselves, but I'm saying that
And I
only
used
thing,
to believe it.
the only thing I can control truly at all is very specific certain aspects of myself and my life. It's the only thing I have any actual control over, and I do believe that. I don't believe that I have my free will. But I also am choosing to believe that like I do have the ability to make changes in the world around me, um, because because for me it's a healthier mentality than believing not, because then it makes that just leads me down a path of cynicism that I used to be very cynical, and it's not not the kind of place, I was the kind of person that like, always expect the, like expect the worst and everything, if you always expect
Expect
the
the
worst,
worst.
expect the worst and everything, that way you'll never be disappointed, kind of thing, um
Well,
it's
reality is not for everybody. That's for
No,
sure.
no, you want to expect the best and plan for
yeah, I know, I'm just saying, but like that's the kind of mentality that led me to thinking that way. I never thought of it as a free will argument back then, but
I'm nearly Pollyannish in my optimism.
Of
Oh.
what?
Everything.
Like humanity?
I don't even
your viewpoint,
believe in a no-win scenario.
your viewpoint reminds me very much of the more ancient philosophical concept of idealism, of the fact that the world is exactly as it should be at all times, no matter what we do. The world is in its ideal state, and
I don't know
no
about
matter.
ideal or should, but like its state. It's
in
more
the state that it's
inevitable than
in.
it is.
Ideal is a human like valuation of it superimposed on that state.
I mean,
Yeah, let me check that word real quick.
I tried to look this up the other day, trying to find like trying to find the philosopher that believed that played that viewpoint out, and I couldn't find it. So maybe I'm using the wrong word. Maybe it wasn't idealism, but it was something similar to that. I can't remember now though.
In
Anyway,
philosophy, regarding ideas as the only real entities
yeah, that's a different philosophy then. There was some
pertaining to or to the nature of idealism.
there was some philosopher that believed that the world was always in its ideal
We're
state.
in the best of all possible worlds.
Yeah, we're in the best of all possible worlds at all times. Yeah.
Mm. Best might be a little bit closer. I mean, at least, I mean, I would say that would have to fluctuate. But
Leibniz.
but so far, you know, I think if we measure such things by the amount of human suffering there is, I think
How do
we're
you
heading
quantify
we're
suffering?
heading in the right. I think we're heading in the right direction. As bad as things are, it's not as bad as it used to be.
Right. I mean, and you'd have to like, and you look at that. I definitely see that viewpoint. I mean, even with all the human suffering, you can definitely see that. Like, well, if there is, especially if you believe in a God, it's definitely easy to see from a religious perspective how you could see that. Well, if there's this human suffering is there, it must be because God wills it to be so, or something like that. But I don't necessarily believe that. I think he puts. I think I do believe in a God, and I do believe that a lot of the responsibility is kind of on us to a degree, even though there's a part of myself that is partial, that does see the value in predetermination as an argument as well. So
That's not the Abrahamic God, though. Just so we're clear, right? The Abrahamic God.
the Abrahamic God is the Dimmers, is Yahweh, is a angry storm god that murdered his people constantly in order to whatever he was doing. So
and his will is. The followers of that God believe that his will is being played out, that there is no way to undo God's will.
Yeah.
By definition, they don't have free will.
I don't believe that.
Even though in their stories they tell themselves they do, right?
Yeah, I don't believe that specifically, but yeah, I do understand that viewpoint.
Okay, well, does that mean y'all ready to wrap up?
I guess so. I don't Luciferians. Luciferian is my new favorite. I'm sorry. I know that he's like you say he's like your personal troll or something, but like but even from even from trolls,
I was joking.
Out of the mouth of trolls.
Wrong either.
Out of the mouth of trolls. Luciferians is brilliant. As I am 100% like on board with Luciferianism. So
what's Luciferianism?
Okay, our producer is giving us the signal to wrap up.
Wrap this up like a used condom. The climax is past.
This is professional.
As your professional opinion, Moose, no bad days. Although I think you're. I don't know. I've lost a lot of faith in you since you didn't even stop in. You didn't even stop by and say hi. I'm just joking.
Who?
I'm joking. I'm teasing Moose. Just let me tease him. I'm just teasing him.
Oh yeah, I expected to see him jump up here when I saw him in the chat.
I'm just teasing Moose because he's fun to tease. No, I'm good. We can wrap up if you want to. It's not a big deal.
Is the audience upset? Oh, I see. Brown's boy is upset.
Poopifarianism. Yeah. Okay.
That's very enlightening insight there, Brown's boy. Poopifarian. Oh Jesus!
You're flying east, but you drove. We saw you in your camper.
One more try, Brown's boy. Get out. There you go. He got it out. God does love me. I'm the shit.
No. I think he was right the first time. I think God lives you. I think God lives you.
He loves you and your mama.
Jesus lives you.
I don't know if he's really that fond of my mama, but he loves me for sure.
Yeah. Man.
Okay, I think we should wrap it up before it breaks down even further beyond what I thought possible.
Oh, it hasn't broken down that much. We just had a little lull, but that's fine. I don't mind ending it.
All right.
It's all right. It's all right.
So you are doing Meow Wolf for sure?
Yeah, I think we're
Do it.
gonna
If you're
go it.
able to sneak a stream, try, but more importantly, enjoy yourself. Like just focus on the experience and enjoying
Yeah.
yourself. But I definitely look forward to hearing about it.
Yeah,
Doing what
definitely.
now?
Meow
He's
Wolf.
going to Meow Wolf,
What's that?
the art.
It's
exhibit.
a interactive art exhibit thing that they do all over the country now. Like there's one that each one and each city is different, and like they're like it's just like crazy psychedelic like surreal little like it's like a haunted house type of thing, you know, like at a carnival or
with
something like
art.
that. You know, like or one of those House of Mirror type things, but instead it's like it's a bunch of like crazy art stuff. You know, you have to like wander through like little like tunnels and passageways and stuff, and it's supposed to be like just like it's this interactive art exhibit you can just like walk around and see and interact with. I don't know. It's in other words a waste of money. Thanks, Chuck. Thanks for shitting on
y'all this.
Oh
No, thank you.
yeah, that is a good topic actually.
That's
If what they're showing us is the current state of AI, it is nowhere near what all the hype is claiming to be.
No, it's
far.
It's getting there though. It's slow. It's not even slow climb. It's rapid.
So far,
climb.
it's just an
Perfection.
interactive database.
Did you see the video I posted at the beginning of that lady talking, giving you like hygiene tips that was completely computer generated? She wasn't even a real person, and you could not tell. She was sitting in her car. She was like a TikTok influencer, sitting in her car talking about hygiene and giving you tips, and the whole thing was fake. Not even a real human.
Well, shit. Maybe I'll just have AI create my thrift store streams. Don't even worry about doing it.
We're gonna have AI guests.
Well,
we do your panel survivor in AI, but I don't
the
think
ability to
AI
fake AI videos. I think
is the panel.
The ability to fake AI videos. Yeah, that's not far away. I was talking about it actually being intelligent.
Yeah,
no,
it's not actually.
Well, it's not even AI. People keep saying AI, but you show it again.
Yeah.
TikTok. I'll
Well,
show them.
It's artificial intelligence in the same way that, like, you know, that if you have like,
but it's not artificial intelligence. It's
but
learning,
it's
not.
But to the same degree.
Model.
Hey, but if you buy like food,
Yeah.
like if you buy artificial cheese, it tastes a little bit like cheese, but it's not cheese. You know what I mean?
What's
it's like,
artificial cheese? Like American cheese?
I think American cheese is more scientifically advanced than our current interactive
I would say
database.
so. Like
named AI.
Like the canned cheese, the spray cheese, like
the
that.
whiz, the spray.
It's
real cheese.
No, it's not. It's artificial cheese flavored whatever. And
neither is American though.
That's how I analogize to like what AI is. Like it's artificial intelligence, same way that canned cheese is cheese. You know, it's not what I would define as intelligence. It is what I
out of the house for hours. You're comfortable.
Oh yeah, right off the bat, she's
body odor that's been building up on you all day.
Way too cute. I'm already suspicious.
Yo, made her too cute. I made her too cute. That was the tell.
Which is honestly probably
can you expand it?
Let me tell you what I do. It's a little hygiene hack. My friend told me about these cloths from Get Dirty. They were originally formulated for firefighters to remove carcinogens off their skin, which means these wipes don't play games like other wipes on the market. They are antibacterial and actually lift and remove sweat, dirt, and odors, making these the one and only total refresh shower on the go solution. After you use these, your skin will have a soapy, clean smell. You will instantly feel.
She's talking with her AI hands. They got that part down.
You know, like it's like the one thing I wonder, it's like, okay, like that in itself, like to create that still costs money. Was it really cheaper to create that AI video than it was just like to pay some TikTok influencer $20 to do it?
How do you, it made like, I don't know how much it costs to make her, but people are even saying that you're gonna be able to like tell it what kind of movie you want to watch, and it's just gonna create movies personalized just for you.
Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it.
I think it's going to be possible, like whether they're quality, whether it's.
I think it'll be possible, but I think you'll watch that movie and be like, "God, that was shit. That was like the shittiest. Like that movie was awful." And
maybe
but
that's
then
how
again,
they did the Barbie movie. That was.
Would it be worse than one of the recent Marvel films? Probably not.
Like I think as humans, we're gonna eventually get good at telling what was created by an AI, what a human created, just based on like the quality. There's gonna be some little element that's missing from the AI version.
Yeah, it's going to be the same way that like there's people that today that still prefer to there's movie theaters here in Dallas that still use film projectors as opposed to digital, and there's people that are hard, it's going to be, or the people that will buy vinyl. It's going to turn into like there's going to be like the mass population that's fine with the AI stuff, and there's going to be like the kind of like the side group, the subgroups that are going to be like, no, I prefer like real people and stuff in my films. I don't want to watch the AI stuff. So there'll always be an audience for it, but yeah, it probably will take over to some degree at some point. But like
the singularity has already occurred.
I mean, like people
take over any more than smartphones have taken over. It's just going to be the latest technology that we adapt to.
Yeah, but it's a little different than a smartphone. So the smartphone's the evolution from just a regular telephone. It's a telephone that, I mean, they became cordless telephones, and they became telephones that you could take
AI
you want.
The Matrix has
evolving from existing technology too.
To a degree, yeah.
Like I use AI now instead of Google. I use Gemini sometimes instead of Google. It's just a variation on asking Google something.
I mean, I have found Gemini really useful in trying to develop like the game type thing, because I've been using it to like to try to put scenarios and stuff like that, and it is pretty useful, but it also comes up with a lot of bullshit that's like completely useless. So, it just it all depends on like, I mean, prompting is a skill. You really have to learn how to prompt properly and how to play off of previous prompts too. When I try to do what you said your friend did, well, I did a new prompt every time type thing, and I was not doing well with that, because it would just basically start me back at whatever it started at. Whereas if I continued the thread and kept trying to refine what it gave me, I was getting better results. But I guess it all depends on the model that you're using. It depends. Like the Gemini is different from the Bing AI, which is different from Stable Diffusion, or what's the other one, Midjourney and stuff like that. Like, DALL-E. Well, DALL-E Bing AI is DALL-E 3. So Gemini is its own.
DALL-E?
Yeah, it uses DALL-E 3. Yeah.
Because I was wanting to try out some thumbnails with people in them, images of us and some of the even if they're like cartoonized or stylized, instead of just a background.
Unfortunately,
but like have the background, but with images on it. I don't want to lose the background. I just want to add people to it.
I know, but the problem with that is that like it won't scan faces.
So you have to just talk it into creating the right face.
Yeah, you have to like basically describe your face well enough to like. That's the reason why like the ones I got of you came close, but like they still didn't look quite like you, because like no matter how much I try to describe it, no matter how many times I try to like put in like can you take a picture? Can you take this picture and make it look animated? It's like, no, I can't see faces. So the face that it would either come back with a thing that had no face at all, or it would be a different face. And so like it and also until they can figure out how to actually have the AI generate text properly, I'm not going to be too worried about AI, because like the degrees of
all we need is we don't need text, we just need
I know, but still the fact that it can't spell a word that you've already spelled for it is very weird to me.
It's not weird to me because I understand how images
okay, you understand how it works. I don't.
In AI, and it's not gonna be a barrier for me trying to get thumbnails with people in them.
It proves that it's not really thinking
at all.
It's just making a database of all the images it has.
If it is thinking, it's thinking on the level of like a 4-year-old instead of like
it's not thinking at all on any kind of level that we know.
A 4-year-old is light years beyond, has intelligence light years beyond the most advanced AI we have.
Because the 4-year-old has reasoning capability. The AI has no reasoning capability, so. It only
but
has
it can mimic our reasoning, though, which is interesting. And
it can mimic it, but it can't reason itself. It can only base its reasoning on other people's reasonings. Yeah.
But I mean, computers were doing that in the 60s and 50s.
Like computers are built. I mean, the entire concept of like the personal computer, if you look at the way that it's built, the entire infrastructure of the computer is based on a human being. It has a brain, it has a heart, it has a mind, it has all the things that we kind of consider part of ourselves. There's a part of a component of the PC that has each and every one of those that matches to each and everything like that, like a human being does.
The Matrix has you.
Yeah, Matrix has me. I am in one of those tubes right now, sucking down that red jelly or whatever. You know, God bless them, because like the steaks still taste good here. So you know,
Ignorance is bliss.
that's what the movie told me. So
It kind of does feel like there's no escaping the Matrix, because I've been trying to end this stream for like 20 minutes.
shut up! I'll just leave. Bye.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, you're going to your family's tomorrow?
Probably that's the plan right now.
Okay.
I gotta as long as we can pay our rent first before we go. I gotta get the rent paid, but as soon as I can get the rent paid, then we're gonna leave. But
Okay, well, I'll play it by ear then. But we'll be here well, at least one of us will be here tomorrow.
yeah,
Guys,
definitely one of us. I mean, and if nothing else, also, I
literally.
mean, I don't know. Like the other day, like for some reason, going into Fort Worth, I lost connection for some reason, and I could not seem to get the connection back. And like, so that's the reason why like I ended up disappearing off that stream. But usually there's only like one dead spot in between here and Texarkana, so I should be able to even stream down the road. So even if it's that time, I'm not worried about it anyway. So
Okay, well, have a safe trip regardless of what
yeah.
you do. I will give a like for. Okay, well, we appreciate it, Frank. And if anyone else wants to throw a like our way,
A like for Cynthia's
or a
water bottle.
subscribe, or a even more helpfully, a tell your friends, a like post it on social media. I guess that's the version of tell your friends now, is just sharing it on Twitter or Facebook or whatever.
Man, Frank, sometimes, man, like I appreciate you as a troll. You're a good friend, but sometimes you just like you hurt my feelings, man. You know, it's just like that's just mean.
He's a troll, though. You can't.
I know. He's a troll that we hang out with outside of work.
You can't show them your raw spots or have too sensitive skin around.
No, I know. I'm just teasing.
Or just learn to give back as good as they give.
Oh, I definitely give back. You saw the last thing I posted about Frank in the Discord. Did you see that thing from Perfect Time Forever, the little anime thing? I was like, this is what I think of when I think of Frank now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like the old guy sitting there going, cheeseburger.
Yeah, Frank, not your
cheeseburger
friend.
should be
We
higher.
don't want your friends here. Don't tell them.
Cheeseburger should be higher.
Only tell your friends if they're cool, by the way. If they're not people you think we would want over here, don't tell them. Just have this be your little secret. No, just kidding. We appreciate anything and everything you do for the stream. We do realize we are totally at your mercy. You're responsible for the growth of this stream, and we definitely wherever we are, we could not be there without any of you.
Do you require another sacrifice, my liege? Do you? I watched a movie with lots of boobs in it the other night that you might like. I don't know. Called.
And you watched a boob movie?
A movie that had a lot of had Emma Stone, the girl from that girl was a maniac, and the curse, yeah, and her boobs are in that movie a whole lot. She is naked in that movie a lot. Called Poor Things, and it's a good movie. I didn't like as much as some of his other work, but it's still a pretty good movie. So if you want to see a movie with lots of boobs in it, then there you go, Frank. I got one for you. So
there you go.
That's my offer of sacrifice. But I already offered the entire Survivor collection.
Oh yeah,
now, so.
I'm excited about that. We have all the Australian seasons now, so if y'all want to get in on those, those are the best to me. Australia does the best Survivors.
Even the UK ones, like even the ones that nobody wants to watch. There's all the South African ones, all of the, and there's another country too. There's a country that has one too. I can't even remember, but there's every Survivor is on there though. And Big Brother too. I think I did see Big Brother on there as
well. I don't want to push it too hard, just in case. I don't want to get the stream in trouble. But yeah, stuff like that is out there. You know how to find it.
Oh yeah. I'm not telling anybody how to find it, but I found it. So.
All right.
Good night, guys. Bye.
Good night. Okay, that's what's today? Thursday, one more day, and it's the weekend. Okay. Taking you into Friday, the end of your week. Do work weeks even mean anything anymore? I remember growing up, it was like a big deal to start the week. That like the radio would help you get your week started on the Monday, and then Friday they would help you kick off your weekend. Are those divisions and categories even important or significant anymore? Well, anyway, if they are, have a good weekend. If they're not, have a good just another day in your life. But I wish all of you the best and the most positivity and the most good like that life can yield for you. But we do need a little challenge and adversity thrown in to keep us sharp and growing so we don't stagnate. But other than that, yes, have a good, just not feel like Talcott. I'm even waving the hands around. Let me end it while I can. Okay. Yeah. Hell Satan. Frank, I could not have said it better. Hell Satan, everybody. Have a bye.